actually a picture of the Antichrist crying. I like it. It's tasty.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Hey! Woo, man! Holy shit! Brown chicken, brown cow. Oh man, welcome to Sergeant's Time this 19 April 2018, broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. How y'all doing in the chats? I got the Mixer chats, the Facebook Live chats, the YouTube chats, and chats and chats and chats. Man, what a day. Thank you all for y'all's support. Thank you for coming formation. Sorry I'm running a little late. There was some technical stuff and some identity theft issues that we needed to get cleared up. Somebody said someone was impersonating me, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, but hey, real quick, let me get over. First off, tonight's drink's been brought to you by fucking Jack and Coke, straight Jack. No fire, no honey, just Jack and Coke. Heavy on the Jack, easy on the Cokes. That way, it's a nice spritz. Anyway, so. We're going to do some reverse, I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to do some reverse house cleaning. The reason why is because we got to make an announcement, and we got to make some changes, and also the shit. Okay, so these next 2 days are going to be fucking busy as shit. I've never owned Chaps. Ever, Cos. If you wanted to know, for you fans of the ice, and I do not own Chaps. Ever. Never touched them, never even, no. Even all my biker friends are like, hey, dude, you need to get some Chaps. Because, nope, I don't care. Nope. Just something about Chaps. No. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh, so the next 2-3 days are gonna be fucking busy as shit. Like I said, I want to do some reverse house cleaning, so that way we get you guys informed on what the deal is with the next couple days of broadcasting, not broadcasting, live streaming, and all that. So listen up. So tomorrow, if you guys don't know what tomorrow is, then you're messed up, because tomorrow's 420. 420, it obviously is the premiere of Super Troopers 2. It's also the some holiday for medicinal purposes or something like that. Is that what's the dealio is? I guess if you want to have some of them herbal supplements or horticulture. Which, obviously Sergeant's Time, DD-214 is required for such, for partaking. But however, those of you that are using that, ICE doesn't care and ICE doesn't judge. So don't get the ass. Don't think I'm going to fucking tell you guys that, you guys don't need to be doing that shit. I don't care. But also it's going to, like I said, it's going to be the premiere of Super Troopers 2. So here's the plan. We're getting some word on the streets that if Super Troopers 2 does good on their premiere opening, then what's going to end up happening is that they're going to be doing other projects. This will fund several other projects. And so tomorrow, we're going to provide you, the WTF Nation, an encore broadcast of Eric Stolhansky's, visit on WTF Nation Radio with Minx. So that's going to happen tomorrow. So there will be a show, but like I said, it'll be an encore. So you guys will be listening to it, watching it and shit like that, but there will be no, there's no comments in there. It'll just be the rebroadcasting of the show or repost the podcast. So you guys can see it visually and get pumped up for Super Troopers 2. So again, it's to support Broken Lizard. They've been good to us. Eric Stolhansky's been good to us too, and I figure why not we return the favor as WTF Nation and the WTF Nation to give them the props they deserve. Again, depending on the outcome, this will also provide ends for them to do future projects, which we kind of got like an in on it a little bit, so that's kind of cool. Which we were more than happy to support the gang at Broken Lizard. So with that, again, now this Saturday, we're going to do. Remember, we were telling you guys about webisodes and stuff like that. Well, part of that, Jay Reddy, Minx, Spanky, and the Pooks. If we hear Godzilla might show up too. Are going to be doing the RIP paranormal fucking ghost hunting shit. So they're going to be somewhere filming either Facebook Live. Again, this is all going to get put together. So it's going to be a multimedia type event where there's going to be live, Facebook Live, and also some webisodes that are going to be posted. Remember, this is the stuff we were talking about, in the future for WTF Nation Radio. That should be that. So there will not be a show, but there might be some shit posting up on WTF Nation Radio. Something live will pop up or something like that real quick. So if you're not paying attention, make sure your notifications are up, and then we'll get those also shared on the main page. So you gotta be paying attention. So the next couple days, again, I don't want nobody freaking the fuck out and sending us hate mail and all that. And how come there's no show? The reason why there's no show is because of those two events. So tomorrow is the world or the premiere of Super Troopers 2, which we're going to support with an encore show of Eric Stolhansky's visit. God, man, I've already had a drink already, so I'm not really. I'm kind of whatever. Yeah, exactly. If we get any hate mail, it's the broom. And then Saturday is going to be the on-site, in and out Facebook Live broadcast and future webisode for J. Reddy Minx, the Pooks, and Spanky, and Godzilla possibly might be showing up for this paranormal hunting. I ain't going to go for that shit because I can't bring weapons. So if I can't bring weapons, then I'm definitely not going to fucking go and show up to some ghost shit because, like I said, I'd rather have the peace of mind knowing that if I'm going to be hit by a demon, that at least I've emptied a magazine in his ass, and with peace and a peace of mind, and a pile of empty brass, I guess you could say, when I'm shitting my pants when those fuckers are coming at me. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea who the what the RIP guys have in store for Jay Reddy and the gang. But I will say this. It's looking to be a good time. They're excited. We're excited, and we are looking forward to doing this. I'm pumped. I freaking I'm pumped because obviously we get to see. I want to see Jerry, get all like nervous and scared, and you know what I mean? Because Jerry is not beard from the South. You think the South was gonna see him get scared up. So yes, Godzilla is the official service animal of the station staff. Moko is mine. And what was your Spanky's? Well, we gotta get a meme up for yours.
I have, Mrs. Floofy, Honey Badger too, but mine's a girl and she has pink nail polish
And glitter all over her hair. Or something
yes,
like that, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
because I don't want everybody to think that she's mean, but she's sneaky.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And pretty.
And pretty, exactly.
She'll fuck you up though.
Bitches will fucking But, anyways, yeah. So again, so that's what's going on. Yeah, exactly. I want to see Jay scream like a girl. He's gonna get all freaked out and run out. I want to see him run out the building. Oh, I just want to see that shit. There's nothing wrong with seeing that, because I'm pretty sure there'll be some, is animals the Schwanzmann? What the fuck, guys? So those are the plans. That's these next 2 days of broadcasting, excellence, and I can't freaking wait. Only because the fact that shit like that we're gonna start doing more. So you guys are gonna see more of the staff out there doing shit and being at events and all that. And I think it's awesome. I think we're going to get that out there and hang out. You guys are going to see us kind of like aside, from looking into a camera and talking into the mic. You'll be able to see, everybody interacting. I think it'll be fun. So, anyways, that's it. So you're good. Do I need anybody here want to fucking piggyback or caveat or do whatever? Ain't gonna fucking happen because I just put the information out. So on with the stories today for Sergeant's Time. Okay. I'm not gonna play the video, but I'm gonna show you a still of the video. Lately, the Tennessee Air National Guard has been in the news. All the way to now first it was like real quick viral. And to set up the scenario here, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You got caught. That's like you getting caught, doing something you shouldn't be doing. If you got caught, you got caught. You can't put context in it because obviously the image. So there was an individual who wanted to re-enlist, and it was filmed. And the officer providing the oath gave the oath. However, the individual re-enlisting was on her hand. Her right hand was the head of a T-Rex. And as she was reciting the oath of enlistment, she was miming the T-Rex with the words. Like it was a little puppet. Everyone's like, bullshit, that didn't fucking happen, whatever. So if I direct your attention to Facebook Live, Mixer, and all the other chats, you can be able to see shit. Then you're able to see the offending image. Now, everyone's like, whoa, what's up with that? A big fucking deal, right? Who cares? This is bullshit. Well, I'll tell you who fucking cared. It was the commander of the Air Guard, the adjutant general, the tag, the guy who is the Tennessee National Guard from the commanding general, adjutant general of Tennessee, threw a comment out and had the ass about this. Not only did he fucking say he had the ass, I'll fucking say it. Everyone's already seen it, but if you've been living under a rock, in his statement, he says that he has certainly been aware of the Facebook post depicting a Tennessee Air National Guard senior NCO re-enlistment. I'm absolutely embarrassed that a senior officer and senior NCOs took such liberties, with the oath, a time-honored tradition. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it is like freaking. It is loud as shit. It's just like all of this talking about this. Of course, we're appalled. Obviously, that's the statement. Over the past few days, this is not representative of the military force. Blah 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 blah. This will not be tolerated. Okay, let me tell you what his version of this will not be tolerated is. Let me tell you what this tag did. This General Terry Hast. It almost made it seem like he was trying to go back to the. It seemed like the Air Force wanted to be like to show Big Brother Army that they could hold people accountable. So this is what they did. The colonel, who was a full bird, administering the oath, was immediately retired at the rank of lieutenant colonel. Badass. The senior NCO taking the oath has been removed from her full-time position with the Tennessee Joint Public Affairs Office, and other administrative actions are underway. Now, those are the two that were in the video. The senior NCO who recorded the event has been removed from his position as the unit first sergeant and has received an official reprimand, but will be retained in the Tennessee Air National Guard. The actions of these three individuals in no way represent the professionalism, honor, courage of the National Guard. The 14,000 sailors, airmen in the Tennessee National Guard. This act does not define our organization nor the men and women and families that sacrifice so much every day within our state and nation. I am truly honored to lead such professional organizations. So, holy crap! Now, I will admit to some things that I have seen. Doc, you have. I think everybody. Again, what everybody needs to do is fucking either donate Doc some fucking money for a new laptop or something like shit, or something. Every time you come on the show, you come on here, Doc. You say that you can't hear, you can't see, or whatever, man. Is everybody tracking 5x5 on the sign and sights and sounds? We are, right? I'm breaking balls, Doc, but God, you're killing me, bro. Anyways, now people are saying that it's too harsh. That was too harsh. That was too harsh to do. Oh, come on. Did you really have to do that? Did you really have to punish them like that? Oh, come on. That was not a big deal. Why are you busting them out like that? Why did they have to get relieved? Why did you ruin a colonel's career? You didn't ruin it. He retired. That's a little... Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wasn't there like some, trying to cover it up and say, "Oh, that wasn't real," or "That wasn't
Yeah.
this," or "That wasn't that"? Because that's my fucking problem with it.
Well, let's put it this way. The individual was actually now, of course, because this obviously, this first posted. We don't like to say attribution for, but this was a page that we had seen. Let's put this. We had seen this in the inbox. Now, you guys understand that when you send something to U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio, and it's inter-service type shit, we promote and assists other pages by saying, send it to them. And a lot of people get mad. You didn't post my fucking video on WTF. Or they post or they send a video to U.S. Army WTF Moments and 15 other fucking websites, and then we post it, and then everyone says, WTF stole that from so-and-so and so-and-so. The video guys hate that shit. It's got they have like rigorous fucking screening standards when it comes to the vid, so no words on it. Fucking vertical I hate fucking vertical filming too. It fucking drives me up the wall. So anyways, that comes into the inbox, and the admins are, hey, look, that's Air Force shit. Send it to so and so. Now we prefer that you do that. We don't believe in the we want to make, because we're U.S. Army WTF Moments. We're not U.S. Marine Corps WTF Moments. We support Terminal Lance. We support, you know what I mean. We like to support the other pages, so we do that to let them know, or we say, hey, look at this guy with a fucked up uniform, blah blah blah. We think he's stolen valor. Then send it to stolen valor. That we do that. We help them out. We help pages out. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, my issue with this is that I have seen the enlistments afterwards, like just joking around, breaking balls, and then I have seen an enlistment happen afterwards. Now, I have been part of such ceremonies where I have done the oath of enlistment and all this other stuff, and then we did glam shots, or what do the kids call them these days? Fleek shot. What do they call them now? Fucking, hero shots or some shit. Anyways, the Gucci shots, whatever they call them. What the kids are fucking throwing words at me anyways. I don't fucking know, whether it be my troops or my own kids. They throw the words at me. There's always like the after. So, but I never record it. I've never seen it recorded. Well, again, no one has ever seen me do the oath of enlistment in, doing whatever. It's always like a picture, and then the pictures taken are usually for safety. You see guys doing it in helicopters. You see guys doing it on fucking boat anchors. But, bam. And now, but this right here, there's those ceremonies, I think, as a senior NCO, first sergeant, and all this other stuff, I look at that and I go, some of those ceremonies that we do in the Army, skirt. I mean, like, skirt it. Now, like me and Flash were talking about, the doing it in the embassy chamber, showing that you're willing to do the oath of enlistment while under duress or something like that. That's I think pretty badass.
And still have your right hand raised.
And you still have your right hand. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing covering it. You know what I mean? Or if you, I've seen guys do it in a helicopter, and then after they, so help me God, and they, whoosh, and they fucking air assault or fast rope or jump. You know what I mean? You're like, brah, that's fucking badass. You get pumped. It's a proud moment. It is a solemn ceremony, right? Isn't that what you say when you say, I solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, blah, 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 right? You go through the whole rigmarole. So it should be a solemn ceremony. But
I agree.
But go ahead.
Well, again, my issue is the hand she's supposed to be using to, swear to uphold is covered. I think that's my biggest issue with that, other than the fact that he has to read from a fucking script and he's what, colonel or
He's a
whatever the
full bird.
fuck Air Force
All
rank is.
every single officer. Now check this out. Here's some ice trivia.
Okay.
I didn't like my commander when I first re-enlisted. He drove me up the fucking wall. My fucking. Oh, thanks for the pics. Oh, I like that. Ice re-enlistment pics were all in black and white. No, they were in that copper tone. They like the old west,
The old timey photos.
The old-timey
you get done
photos, you know
on
what I mean?
tourist traps now.
Exactly. That you see on like fucking old west fucking old cowboy fucking shit. I'm on cave walls. Oh, thank you, Al. No, because I was pissed off at my commander. My first re-enlist, my like true fit, no shit, I raise my right hand, was from a warrant officer. And the reason why it was from a warrant officer was A, because he was a former Marine staff sergeant. And he went to flight school, warrant officer school. The Army had just commissioned or just said that now you're not like when you become a certain like a W-3 or something like that. And this was back in the day. I guess you're now considered an officer, because back in the day warrants were not considered commissioned. You know what I mean? But when they come warrant CW-3s, they become commissioned. So I wanted him because he would have been at the time, and he is. I think he was one of them. He was one of the first warrant officers to re-enlist a soldier. And in fact that every commander expects their soldier to say, "I want you to re-enlist me." Well, if you're a fucking toxic leader, or you're a piece of shit commander, or nobody likes you, I'm gonna have you fucking re-enlist me. You know what I mean? And I always tell my troops, whoever you want to re-enlist you, I don't care. I'm not gonna get butter. Or whoever you want to promote you, I don't care. I've only had you for like maybe a year or two, and you get promoted. I may not have been part of the development to get you to that promotion. You could have had a mentor. I have no ego to bruise when it comes to that. So I pissed off my command because I chose a warrant officer.
No, it's funny you say that. I was scrolling through, like my little mental Rolodex that sometimes works. I re-enlisted several times. Not once was it my actual commander that re-enlisted me, and I think I only had one that was pissed off about it. She's probably still pissed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A commander should not be pissed about it. No commander. The commander should look at, like, if you're re-enlisting, then that should be good enough. Like, that means that you as a command team provided the right mentorship, purpose and guidance and direction to that troop to want to stay in the Army. You at least gave that troop, say, you know what, it can't be that fucking bad. I'll re-enlist. You know what I mean?
Right. And
So-
most troops have, platoon leaders and stuff like that
Yeah,
work much closer
Exactly,
with those soldiers.
exactly that. I'm glad you said that. Platoon sergeants, platoon leaders, techs, and all this other stuff. They work daily with the troops. They work daily with the soldiers, and good to go.
And speaking of warrant officers, like one time I did not know, and it's still, well, at least in 2001 when I re-enlisted then, Mr. Lozano, Chief Lozano, was still a W01, and he was not allowed to re-enlist me because he was not considered commissioned yet as a W01. And that was in 2001, so it hadn't changed yet. I mean, if he would have been a 2, he would have been able to. So I had to go scramble to find an officer, and that was the only one that I had someone that didn't mean anybody to me because we were deployed as a team at the time, and I just had to go find a random officer for that tax-free bonus money.
Well, my point being though is that I thought that it was pretty cool that well, first off, like I said, I didn't like my commander, and it was really funny that the command was thinking, oh well, I'm just gonna, ISIS is gonna do it. It was just assumed that because this guy really had an ego that they really like me. He had that attitude. And so he thought that he was going to have me re-enlist, and it was going to make him look good. I was overhearing him saying, "I've always wanted to it's been a long. I've never re-enlisted an NCO. Great, blah 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 blah." It was one of my crew members. it was a pilot. Fucking Oh, you want to talk about fucking angry. However, because he was also a Marine, he had pride in memorizing the oath of enlistment. He had pride. I mean, this dude, I didn't know, because we at the time had the new A BDUs and the flight, you had flight suit, and then you had aviation BDUs, which were because, the haters didn't like seeing aviation personnel wearing pickle suits all the time, so they made BDUs so that way they look like soldiers. You know how it is. Fucking, they always react on shit like that, but they never fucking look at practicality. This guy pulled out his BDUs and had them starched, and as an NCO, you want to look good, right? Fucking, I had my shit spits and starches, fucking high, not high and tight, but it was aviation short. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It wasn't too high. And anyways, so it looked fucking. I was, everyone. I had my platoon sergeant inspect me, and you look good. You look good. Specialist Ice, you're gonna look good, man. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Roger that, son. All right, Specialist Ice, make sure you do this, and remember, you know how to do this, right? Cause, and then in walks in my officer re-enlisting me. I mean, it looked there. You could have heard a fucking pin drop, a mouse fart. Other warrants were going because he looked like. I mean, he had a fucking hair, dude. I thought he was walking. I thought in my mind, if I would have told him, yeah, dress like you were, like you want to be real, I wouldn't be surprised if this fucker would have walked in with dress blues on. You know what I mean? That's how straight. I mean, he looked. I had never seen a warrant officer look like that before. Never in my life have I ever seen a warrant officer look like that. And he was strapped. His fucking mustache, he had a Freddie Mercury mustache, gone. It was fucking all fucking tapered and legit. Hair fucking all higher than aviation height. You know what I mean? Starched fucking BDUs with all proper badges and flare on it. Fucking boots that were shiny. Didn't wear his glasses, because aviators like to wear their little sunglasses. Hey, I'm an aviator. Hey. No, not at all. He looked badass. And, all the re-enlistments that I have ever seen, they've always been, officers fucking, looking through a card, and they put it down, looking through a card, put it down, looking through a card, and then when they're ready to do it, he just walked right up to me and goes, all right, ready to do it? Like, you good, sir? I'm asking you if you're ready to do it. Because you're about ready to be a non-commissioned officer, blah, blah, and I have something special for you. I'm like, what? No, special for me. No shit. Flawlessly. He did it. We did the ceremony. He did the oath fucking flawless. The ceremony, what the little special afterwards was after that, you get the half day off afterwards. In most units, they do that. That's why I always made sure that my soldiers re-enlisted like in the morning, so that way they can do PT and all sorts of shit, hang out with their buddies and all that stuff, and then about 10 o'clock, they do the re-enlistment ceremony, and then they get that day off, and they get that the rest of the day off and the next day off. It was always what I had in my company, which most units do that anyways. I got that from one of my old first sergeants, that you the day of you re-enlist, and then the next day you get off. So of course, we made sure, my first sergeant took care of me, made sure that I had it was like the Thursday off. I had the rest of the Thursday off and Friday off. So it was bad. It was just, like I said, it was just fucking good shit. Great memories of that. So after that, he was like, special ceremony, blah, 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 and I heard, and this was right before I found out I made the cutoff score. He knew that I had made the cutoff score, Sorn. This guy gives me a fucking bottle of brandy.
Those good old days.
I know, man. He's like, here you go. I just heard get some good news, but I heard you're going to get promoted, and I want to be the first one to tell you, blah, 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 blah. And then the next thing you know, he's like, let's go get some lunch. And I was like, what the fuck? So we went to go get some chow. Bought me my fucking chow. We shot the shit. Asked me about re-enlisting. I told him, holy fuck, couldn't believe, Chief, you were fucking, and then that's when he told me. He said, you're re-enlisting not because of the fucking bonuses and all sorts of shit. Sure, those are some incentives for you to want to. But he told me something that you have to have something inside you that makes you want to stay in. Do I think when I get into a helicopter and I fire that fucker up that I'm going to make it back? Shit, you got 8 million parts that want to fly apart all at the same time. and they're held together by fucking safety wire and Loctite. So, I may not come home one day. Do I think about that? No. So for someone to re-enlist, and this was bad during the drawdowns and shit like that. There's something in you cannot explain. I don't get. And I'm like, roger that, chief. Don't roger that to me. I mean, it was like fucking. He was just weird because he was all cool, laid back. And then all of a sudden he fucking comes all fucking hard and you know what I mean? He's like fucking. I shouldn't say it like that. He comes in all fucking disciplined. You know what I mean? He just does not fucking. You know, I was like, holy shit. So, when someone tells me that it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal that this happened, that this individual re-enlisted like that. A fucking first sergeant was the one that took the pick. It didn't stop anything. It goes to show about the climate and the environment with the undue familiarity in that office. It wasn't called duct tape. It was 100-mile-an-hour tape. Actually, it was called tape, fabric, adhesive. So to me, everyone's like, "Oh, make a big deal." It is a big deal. Now, it's. I have seen in the inbox at U.S. Army WTF moments some re-enlistments that I'm like, "What were you fucking thinking?" Delete. You know what I mean? I just delete. Who cares?
No, I do. Even for my first re-enlistment, I was, me and my ex-husband were a dual military couple, and my unit made, because they usually, don't re-enlist your spouse, but they do give, that certificate of appreciation
Correct.
to your spouse
Correct.
too, right?
Correct.
And they did that for, my ex-husband. And he was kind of like, he was kind of thrown off about it because, he was a specialist in the Army as well at the time. But they still, were very formal about it. And it was my first re-enlistment. I didn't know exactly what to expect because I had never done it before. And, but my battalion commander at the time, made him get up there and gave him that certificate of appreciation. He's like, no, I don't care if he's in the military or not. He's still got to support you through all the stuff you're going through as well, too. And it was a pretty formal affair, and I wasn't quite sure what to expect on my very first one. But
Well, everyone's talking about what about re-enlistment? See, we're it's doing something military. It's doing something military about the gas chambers and stuff like that. Going back to that, but
yes.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Everyone breaks balls about that picture, but that right there shows me the first time I'd ever seen a commander totally fucking hold somebody accountable. Not only did he hold somebody, he held 3 people accountable. And you didn't see at all any preferential treatment. You didn't see anybody fucking get away with it. So where do we go wrong with this shit? That way it's okay for when it comes to a discipline act? Because if that's the case, and you wanna re-up, if you wanna re-up with a fucking dino puppet on your hand, and you as a commander let it happen, I'm not saluting you. Why? It's not a big deal, right? We know each other. Why do I gotta salute you, right? Then that's where it starts. Then it's going to happen to the point where we stop saluting the flag and not caring about it. Why? It's not a big deal, right? Or better yet, we stop having fucking honors at a funeral or a ceremony like that when somebody has been killed in action. Or we're providing a memorial service. Why? No big deal, right? No big deal. Arlington, fuck it, close it up. Why? Why have it? That's why it's important about something like that.
Or think of how much money we spend sending soldiers TDY to do funeral details.
Oh my God, yeah.
I know how many I've been on.
And the unit still fucks them up. You know what I mean? So it fucks up the TDY orders. And soldiers normally do not complain about it. Because I've been on Red Cycle at fucking Fort Hood and having to sit in a fucking van and go all over the place. And I have had my platoon sergeant, give me the loot. If you don't have enough money, don't worry, we got you. Okay, cool.
I mean, because that's just another ceremony that we have to do.
Yeah, exactly. So if you start chipping away at every one of those ceremonies and say, no big deal, who cares, right? Who cares? No big deal. It's just a ceremony. I mean, what does it matter? Come on, it's just a joke. What's it gonna be? I mean, really, is someone gonna get? Who gets that upset? The fucking 2-star that relieved your ass. That's who got upset. I fucking love it. And the first sergeant for letting it happen. I tell you, the Air Force is really up on the rank thing too. Like if you come off at an Air Force officer sideways, they will forget everything you were fucking asking them a question about. Because I worked in a joint environment. And if you ask or you're talking to an officer and immediately they hone in on the way you speak and you say something they perceived as disrespectful, they immediately have forgotten everything you fucking said up to that point. To the point where you were being disrespectful. I talked to a fucking captain where I was at previously, and all I had said was, roger that, sir, blah, 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 right? No big deal. Was going back and forth, and he said, well, what about this? What about that? I'm like, well, here, what you need to do, sir, then is this. And he stopped me, and he's like, what'd you say? I'm like, excuse me? He's like, what did you say? After that's turned, then I need to what? You don't order me around. Excuse me? You said I need to do this. I'm like, are you really saying that? Like, I'm giving you the step of another process. If you don't want to fucking do it, sir, that's fine. Then of course, he got mad at me and did the autistic screeching and shit because I said fucking all, you know what I mean? Because they're really up on that stuff. They still think they're in the fucking academy. You know what I mean? They still think it's the commissioning process. They're really rigid about that shit like that. So when it comes to something like that, I'm really surprised that everyone's like, well, it's a shock. I understand how this happens. It's preposterous. This is not right. So if you chip away at those traditions, then then they're gone. And then you have motherfuckers online or sharp shooting the fucking main page on on comments or something like that. Oh, it's not really a big deal. Oh, okay, until your fucking turn to do it. As in, you want to re-enlist. Well, there used to be a ceremony, but we don't do that anymore. You said it was no big deal, right?
Yeah, here, just sign here. Have a nice day.
Just sign
Go
here.
back to work.
Yeah, go back to work. You'll be good to go. But what about the day? No. That was first on ice. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. You're not going to get no goddamn day off. You're not going to get the day of your re-enlistment and the next day off when you re-enlist. Fuck you. Get out of here. What's going on, Andre? So yeah, I don't. Everyone's like fucking at work going nuts because I'm just like, yeah, she fucking deserved it. That's too harsh. I'm like, why? Who fucking cares? I think it was the first time since 1946 the Air Force acted like the Army. You know what I mean? They're like, fuck that. We're not dealing with this shit.
I did. I grew up as Air Force brat. I kind of regret not joining it sometimes. Just sometimes.
Well, I mean, there are some. I totally freaking get the fact that there's there are some discipline issues, but when it comes to something like that, a re-enlistment to me is more universal and all that. Now, what this is prompting now, and this is what's got me going, oh, really? Are you fucking serious? This is now prompting a review from the Pentagon on re-enlistment ceremonies. So way to go.
What? I missed that.
Yeah, they're talking about and this is what the only discussion. It's not fucking approved yet, or it's not happening yet, or no, I don't want fucking everybody to get all, well, don't you know what I mean? Because we were starting to become more like policy as opposed to other motherfuckers. Because you've seen some crazy ass shit posted on US Army WTF moments. We didn't make it. They were the idiots that decided to fucking do it, and we just post. But now they're considering a review of everyone's re-enlistment ceremony. So, how about that?
Let's have congressional hearings over it now.
We should have exactly. Well, I mean, if they're, I mean, it'd be I don't know. Why? You know what I mean?
No,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do we really need to do this shit? I mean, because the way I fucking see it is that you had your fucking chance. You should have You should have led up, you should have leadered up, or sergeanted up, first sergeanted up, something like to the effect where you would just enforce the standards or set the conditions for that not to happen. Now, if it was like for a kid, then I would expect to see a kid in the frame of the video, like if there was a special needs kid or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
I do
I mean,
have
like,
compassion.
I've had my kid at my reenlistments before. You know, I've had her at my promotions before. There's a little bit of leeway, I would say, with that, you know. But again, your dinosaur covering your right hand, I'm not okay with that, and I'm definitely not okay with this guy reading off a damn script. That's the part that just makes me absolutely nuts. But
You think it gets you
because
mad?
there's something wrong with that technically. Memorizing an oath. How many things have we had to memorize? But hey, just memorize one oath. I honestly say I would not have an officer reenlist me that couldn't like take the time to memorize the oath that he needs to administer to me.
Well, I mean, what can you do about it? But what, I mean, aside from, well, I'll tell you what a general did about it. Gone. So what were you thinking? Now everyone here will probably get the ass and say, you know, exactly, Andre. Every policy has a soldier and airman name behind it. Because of this, that's why we call him Carl in the Army. Carl did something, that's why there is a regulation for that. You can't do this? Well, it's because Carl, because, you know, Carl did something like this. Why do we have to have this? Why can't we have cattle rustling? Because Carl fucking, you know, rustled some cattle. Unauthorized goat herding? Carl. If you ever read the UCMJ and find out what's in it, yeah, who was the Air Force? Carl. Exactly. It's probably like Bradford. You know what I mean?
I can't spell tonight. I was just wondering.
No,
There's
exactly.
got to be one.
There's got to be a Carl for the Air Force. There's got to be a Carl for the Air Force. Because, you know, Air Force, I think, you know, you have, because I think, you know, if you look at the services, if you were to branch how would you branch like label the services as a class system? So, like, for instance, the Air Force, would you consider them like upper class? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all snooty and shit.
I mean, as far as their living conditions, probably because, you know, like I said, I grew up on Air Force bases, and yeah. But it's, you know, but that's pretty much the only thing they're better at.
Yeah. It's one of those things to where I think that the Air Force has their hoity-toity-ness to it. They have their. So then, what would you consider the Army? Is the Army like middle class then, working class? What is the Army?
Yeah, I mean, and no, and also like think about like where our bases are at. Like the Air Force are literally in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, you know, like where I lived, you know, as an Air Force kid. I lived in like South Dakota, and there's places like in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming and North Dakota. Like, you don't want to get stationed there. You know, like you get Army, we're in a little bit better places. We're closer to bigger cities and stuff like that. The Navy gets to live on beaches, and so do the Marines. So they might have like, you know, shittier lifestyles, but at least they get to live on beaches. I guess it depends on where you would want to live. I would rather live on a beach instead of like in the middle of the tundra in the Midwest. So I guess they all have their pluses and minuses when you look at it that way.
Ah, somebody just sent me a pic. Hey man, let me look at it real quick. It's okay. Oh my god. All right, nation. Let me hang on. Let me put this. Let me put this. Let me put this pic up so that way I can see what exactly this fucking image that I got. Somebody's okay. Look, I like it. I'm sorry, just as me because I'm a weirdo, I guess. So what's the difference between Dino Puppet? Hang on, and this image that I'm gonna throw up here. When you see this image, then Let me see. There we go. There we go. And bam, bam, bam. There we go. And everyone's okay. So feast your eyes on the next image that I'm about ready to post up, and you tell me if that is over the top. If you don't think it's over the top, then whatever. I think again. I'm just asking again. I'm just asking if it's fucking how can I say a double standard by me saying it's fucked up. So this oh man, I wish this person who sent me this didn't send all that other shit that's with it. God dang it. Hang on, you guys are gonna fucking laugh when you see this. You might have seen this already. It's gone around the web. There we go. Okay, so the next image I'm gonna provide to you guys is a shot that's gonna be what do you think of this next one? I think it's funny as fuck. I think it's badass. It looks like they were deployed at Camp Victory. Now, everybody got it up? What do you see? What do you see? You see a soldier of the Grand Army of the Republic of the Galactic Empire re-enlisting. And United States Army soldier, United States officer, re-enlisting that stormtrooper. Is that a double standard? Only because I like Star Wars?
Just a little.
Oh wait, what's up, Al? I just wanted to see if I want to spark some little outrage there. Now, are you holding that standard? That's a double standard of a stormtrooper. That is the Galactic Empire's stormtrooper there.
I told you what my problem was with the first one is because the thing was on her hand.
Because the thing's on her hand.
It was her hand talking. So.
But first off, look at that.
No, that was my issue.
That was the issue. Now, do you think there's a difference between that individual and puppet chick?
Yes. I do. No, okay.
What were you?
Like I said, there are certain standards that are put out in the regulations. Right hand up, this, that, or whatever. And this officer is obviously not reading from a script, so. Nah, I don't think it's equally as wrong. But I've also seen like lots of ceremonies with people in costume. So no, I don't think it's equally as wrong because this one is actually following the res. There's nothing that says you have to be in uniform.
Whoa! Go ahead, say that again. What was that?
There's nothing in the reg that says you have to be in uniform.
There is nothing in the regulation that says you have to be in uniform.
Right.
Well, think about the fact when you first re-enlist, are you in a uniform?
When I first re-enlisted, I was, but there was nothing in the regulation that says I had to be in uniform.
No, I mean first enlisted.
No, I was not.
Exactly.
I was in civilian clothes.
My only problem with this one is you can't see his face.
Smart.
I mean, for all we know, there's some bozo underneath there while that guy's off running around.
I'm sorry. Okay, let me add the comparison there. There you go. How's that for comparison? So you think the stormtrooper, the stormtrooper's the same standard, or what?
Again, I think at this point, like she said, you don't have to be in uniform. My only problem is I would think at least you would have to see the face. Just me.
Yeah. Well, so then let's talk about standards then. Just keep going on the standards. So have you seen the Adjutant General of Tennessee? You know how I am. You know what I'm going to get at? Have you seen the Adjutant General?
No, I have not.
Now, we at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, we are only talking about the standards of image, right? So if I were to show you a picture of the tag or adjutant, they call him, I don't know why they call him the tag, but it's the Adjutant General. I don't know what the name is for tag. I'm not a guardsman, but I'm just wondering if you guys have ever seen him. I'll throw a post up. Throw a post up right here. Hang on. General Tennessee. And of Tennessee, too. You would think that Tennessee, who's got, the Grand Army of what you use? It's fucking Fort Campbell, right? Ooh, ever salt, right? So you would think that he would freaking, what is he? Is he an Air Force guy? I think he's an Army guy, right? Here,
That I don't.
yeah. Holy shit, he's an Army guy. God damn, he's an Army guy. Not only is he an Army guy, he's like acres of Army guy. Hang on, let me
Uh-oh.
let me. Ho ho ho.
One of those.
Yes. Wamba Chewbacca. Ho ho ho. Fuck, dude. Goddamn. I don't know if he's a commander or he's gonna fucking lead some bounty hunters to go get some solo. Hang on, let me look it up right quick. Let me grab his image out here. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. I did not expect it because we were going down this rabbit hole of standards. But I am not going. I'm getting a direct image, and I'm not stretching or altering. So if you see the black bars on the side, it's because I want to make sure that this image is not altered. Now you're seeing about standards, right? You're seeing the standards of the Grand Army, the Republic, and the Galactic Empire, and then you see Dino Puppet, right?
Yep.
Now I want to show you an image of the person that relieved them.
I can't wait.
I stand by for reactions. Oh man, I'm right here, Anna.
Oh my. Isn't he a portly dude?
Is he ho 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 Misaki si Wampa vs Dino. Oh my god. So how could you sit there and say that that is unauthorized and all that? Now, somebody brought to my attention that generals have a different authorization for uniforms or something like that. You know what I mean? So I get it. I don't know. I don't know what the standards. How could you sit there and say that's not the what's on his lip? I don't know what's on his lip.
That little Hitler mustache.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh god damn it.
So you would think that the general, Major General front butt, that's fucked up, guys. I'm only repeating what Facebook Live is saying, match. I'm not calling names. I'm only saying what the fans are saying. All of a sudden we just increased the numbers. Holy shit. Damn, we had, holy crap. God, we're shooting up in numbers just by throwing a picture up.
Notice there's a first sergeant or a sergeant major beside him with the same paunch, just shorter.
Yeah, dude, look at that. So how could you sit there and say that Dino Puppet, and the Galactic Empire's reenlistment? How could you sit there and say that's not upholding the standards of? Because if you look again, bam.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're really doing right here is you're giving fuel to the fire for that congressional investigation, and we're going to have a whole bunch of Carl, and all of a sudden we're going to have your regulations on exactly how a re-enlistment ceremony is supposed to be, all standards.
I think personally, looking at that, I think they should have been some discipline in, but I don't think they should have forced somebody to retire. I think because it's maybe there might have been some other events that happened as well. You know what I mean? You just don't up. There's probably an investigation, but I think straight up, I mean, kablam. Now both ceremonies are both questionable. You're right. Everyone's like, no, fuck that. Just because you like Star Wars doesn't mean it's cool for a stormtrooper to re-enlist in armor, because I would have been Darth Vader. But no, I'm just saying.
And boy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not but I'm just saying. But exactly that. So then you look at that uniform, and yeah.
Well, but that goes back to standards. How long have we had problems with these standards of weight control, how you're supposed to look in the uniform? You remember back when you came in, I'm not sure if they were still enforcing that you not only had to meet weight standards, but you had to look good in the uniform.
Correct. AR 600-1 said that you could be taped if you do not present a soldierly appearance.
And
so if
you
you look
at
like
stuff like that,
Exactly. So if you look like a fucking bounty hunter owes you money, then yeah, you're wrong. I'm gonna throw the fucking Star Wars jokes out. Wow, how come all of a sudden my feeds are gone? What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Mine just went down also. My my Facebook.
Same.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it came-
Do you hear helicopters in the background?
No, I'm just wondering why all of a sudden I always get my shit. There we go.
I was going to say, how
General front butt might have to pull.
Now look, dude. I mean, look at that, man. Come on, bro. Yeah. I mean, you just relieved a colonel, relieved a first sergeant, and kick some. You move some people. You basically destroyed them. Which, of course, holding to the standard is fine. But then like I said, when you look at fucking, I have so many Star Wars jokes that I want to fucking come out with on this already. You know what I mean? Who's got the flowers? I didn't know you had the flowers emojis back in you.
And I have to agree with Cause. Is that a pregnant uniform?
Dude, tell me about it, man. I mean, I'm just thinking, holy crap.
But again, now, are you listening for those helicopters coming swooping down on you?
Nope. No, I'm not paranoid. Fuck it. What are they gonna do to me?
Tennessee?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So hey, oh shit. Hey, we fucking gotta take a break. God damn it. Shit. Let me go back to because the next segment's gonna be we're gonna be roasting the recruiting command. I'm just on a roll. Fuck it. Might as well. So
why not?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then everyone get some shots to chill. Get snuggled up in a hot tub or a hot bath, and sit back and listen to the soothing voice of Ice, Spanky, and the Owl. So shots.
Hungry for another taste. You stumble around the time you waste, and your table's overturned. Sooner or later you crash, then you burn. I think I wanna die tomorrow. And are you gonna be with me? I think I wanna die tomorrow, 'cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. Simple ways come and go. Still I love the way you turn me on, but I just can't find the words, 'cause everything I say sounds so absurd. I think I wanna die tomorrow. Die on the breeze with me. I think I wanna die tomorrow, 'cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. Oh, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing that I can't let go. I think I wanna live tomorrow. So will you come and breathe with me?
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back. Part 2 of Sergeant's Time. Sorry, didn't mean to go over the fucking break time. But sometimes we get a blabbing. You know, old people are, man. They'll fucking talk you to death, man. About some crazy shit. And now you got the other old person on too. So,
yeah,
we got two old guys here, and then we have the lovely Spanx, me in the front desk. Anywho, so what were we gonna talk about? Oh yeah, so look, there is a battle happening right now, a battle within the U.S. Army that you can't even fucking imagine. And this command that we know has been squeezing the fuck out of their soldiers left and right. Now, this command is known as USAREC, or the U.S. Army Recruiting Command. Now, these guys, I don't know what's going on. I've never been assigned to USAREC before. And all I do know that I have sent soldiers that have been, that I've worked with before, or I've been in the same company before, and they've been recruiters, and they come back, or I see them somewhere or whatever, and they're changed individuals. Bad. Like, really bad. Not to the point where they are, how do I say, they're just jaded as fuck about the Army. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that their practices or their methods of leadership in that type of environment. I don't know if it's a practice of what they have to do. I don't know if it's the demands. I don't know what it is. And my biggest point is that when you hear about suicides, you hear about addiction, you're talking about a bunch of shit that happens. Believe it or not, there's not a lot of organization. You don't hear from organizations going through this shit. Like I don't want to make a connection too close, but I will say I will know of someone that is an outstanding soldier. Talking to him to try to reenlist because he's a man. He is a good fucking man, and he is a great soldier, and he's a great leader. What he told me about the stories of USAREC shocked me. I cannot fucking believe some of the shit that I have seen. I can't believe that what comes into U.S. Army WTF Moments' inbox, to my inbox.
Do tell.
Okay. We discussed this jokingly, not really serious. We're just kind of like, I hear about USAREC, blah, 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 blah. What is she's? Maybe it's she's, civilianized. What is, Anna, tell me what is, maybe it's she's. What is that? Is that some, oh, there we go. We got, okay, but it's because many of the senior leaders in USAREC have never actually led soldiers. It's the office environment, civilianized. And they're around high school kids all day. It's, you know what? Come to think of it, some of them are fucking putty.
Well, it's not only that; they're basically have to become used car salesmen.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing: there has been a lot of feedback on what has been going on within the USAREC realm. To the point where now NCOs, fellow soldiers, are stabbing each other in the back to rat out their teammates when they report what's considered toxic leadership. Now, the Army's sucking on its fucking recruitment right now. Not only is the Army sucking on its recruitment, but the Army is sucking at the amount of recruiters. So what they have devised is they've come up with a plan in the interim that if you served as a U.S. Army recruiter and have graduated recruiting school and you're down at the unit, you will receive orders. This was like a while back, so anytime now that you're going back to you're going to go back to do recruiting duty.
Oh, I bet there's some real happy people about that.
Well, yeah. There's also guidance that there was no they're not to be removed from the force. In other words, if they're getting ready to deploy, if you're not on a deployable roster, which is like hardly none now, hardly anybody's deploying unless you're doing whatever, then that's it. Then exactly that. See, there's recruiting made you get out there and tell it, man. Come on, fucking say it. Exactly that. There's the other side of the Army that we're not seeing.
Well, and I've known some recruiters. I've talked to them, and they say, the fact that you're not necessarily on a base is okay, but the downside is basically you are a used car salesman. You use any tactic you can.
Fuck that. Yeah, no, I got you. My point, though, Al, was the fact that I love being in austere, what they consider austere duty stations. If you station me in my hometown, shit. It's like fucking unreal.
Well, and it's hard.
Well, think about it though. But if I was to think about this though, that's not hard. Think about this right now. You are respected within your community, and you join the military, and you become a recruiter, and you say, I want to go do it in my hometown. Would that not be the preferred individual to be a recruiter, right? Of course. You send that individual to that person's hometown, then what? You don't treat the motherfucker like shit. And then work the dog piss out of them. Now, there's two attitudes that I've seen coming out of USAREC. Actually, three. Three attitudes that I've seen come out of it. One of them is the ETS guys. The guys that have been in USAREC and get the fuck out. They're just, I'm fucking done with this shit. I'm out. You never see them again. People that I know that have been recruiters, they go in, they come out. The second ones is the second class are the ones that have done what they could, do what they had to do, and were just beat the fuck down. And then the other one is the fucking Kool-Aid drinkers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, a fan sent me this. Appreciate it, fan. I'll go ahead and pop this up. Yeah, everybody knows that I'm a mad meme collector. I love the memes. And I've been seeing this meme being passed around for the last couple days. I love it. So, a meme of a meme of a meme. So if you guys want to check out the the meme I'm posting right now, you'll find it funny. I think it's funny as shit. And those are the Kool-Aid drinkers. Those are the ones that say that personal time and family don't count. It's all about the mission. You know what? When I get deployed to Iraq, Africa, Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen, name your fucking shithole. Yeah, I said shithole. Name your fucking shithole, hellhole that everybody knows is fucking whatever. It's not a fucking TDY and whatever. That is where personal time and family time, you use it's about the mission excuse, right? Because you're deploying with your teams. You're deploying with your platoons. You're deploying with your companies, your battalions. You're deploying with your soldiers. That is when it's about making mission, okay? Making a mission out of recruiting should be removed from their fucking mouths, period. It should be an environment to where if you're pressing, because a recruiter did something they shouldn't have done, is they sent out on social media an email to like over 300 fucking parents or something like that, like blasted the shit out. And got everybody on a crazy fucking note. So now USAREC has devolved in their methods of recruitment. They're not allowing them to run social media, which is good too. If you've ever seen any of the fucking recruiting pages, they're unfucking real. I can't even believe it. You're seeing them on fucking Craigslist now.
Really?
Oh yeah. So check this out. There are now recruiters that are now actually all recruiters are not authorized to use social media. They have to do cold calls, or they have to do They can only send emails out from their .mil email accounts. So they can't use social media or texting anymore. They have to call. They have to do it. In other words, they have to get off their fucking asses and go out to prospect, to go out and talk. You know, talk to the community. Be out in the community.
Well, is that a good or a bad thing?
That's a bad thing. Right in this generation right now, it's a bad thing. For us adults, I fucking lose my phone. Fuck, I hope I didn't have any titty pics in that fucking pic. I hope somebody doesn't find it. You know what I mean? And then I go to fucking the store of my carrier and say, I lost my phone and I have the insurance. And they're like, here you go, Mr. Ice. Here's a brand new phone with a blah, 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 and a blah, blah, blah. I was just told that I had to turn location services off. Let's put it that way. That's how I care. I don't give a fuck about that shit, right? So I don't care. However, the generation and the target audience and the demographic that we're looking for do care. They do care about that cell phone. They do care about the snaps and the grams and the instas and the tweets and the twats and the fucking Facebooks and the MeWe's and all this other shit.
You mean interacting with the people they're supposed to be recruiting is important?
Well, it pissed me off. What really pissed me off, why did you retire, General Perkins? Why? Why did you retire? You, to me, as a professional leader, were, like I said, you have that. We don't have any Pattons anymore. We don't have any Ridgeways or Gavins anymore. We don't have that general. When General Perkins went on Fox News. And the reason why I knew, somebody told me he was going to be appearing on Fox News, so I flipped it on Fox News. And he was talking about the Army, and he was talking about the multi-domain concept and innovation and the mad scientists in the Army, where we need to go to innovate. I'm thinking, oh my God, I think we may yet have a Patton. We may yet have a leader. I mean, he's a badass dude, man. General Perkins is awesome. I love General Perkins. I'm a fanboy. I'll admit it. Because he's all about discussing about the human domain. He's all about discussing the talent that we have in the Army that we fucking neglect so fucking bad. There's no such thing as talent management in the Army. You find out somebody who, if you found out that one of your fucking Joes works in the oiler room, can put a cold fusion thermonuclear fucking reactor together blindfolded, you would say, shut the fuck up and make sure my fucking USR numbers are good. That's what you would say. So that's what's happening with USAREC right now. They're devolving in their interaction with their audience. So now you're going to have a guy who's never led troops before, some have never deployed or never had, and he's going to get asked that question. Hey, Sergeant, am I going to go to fucking Afghanistan? Am I going to do this? I don't do that. And they're not going to be able to do anything. I keep breaking balls on USAREC because, Super Bowl. Yeah, I watched the Super Bowl to see what badass Army commercial. There used to be some badass commercials that came out during the Super Bowl. The Marine Corps had one. The Air Force had one. As a matter of fact, the Air Force did have a new one. The Air Force and the Marine Corps fucking rocked it. The Navy, the first one to use fucking heavy metal in their fucking accelerate your life. Dum dum da dum. Dum dum da dum. You know what I mean? Like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm fucking go Navy. Fuck, I'm gonna fucking swab that deck. But you know what, goddammit, that heavy metal music's gonna be playing in the background. Dum dum da dum. I'm a fucking joint. They've devolved themselves. So now everybody has to do a cold call. Now there has to be calling. How? So starting effective immediately, every post of a recruiter that I see personally using social media against USAREC policy will be posted on the main page. If I catch any of you recruiters going against USAREC policy by using, and I'm talking, we're seeing some good ones. We're seeing some doozies. I mean, we're talking about, these motherfuckers are going to Craigslist. They're using in the personals. Like shit to buy. Let me see. Shit to buy. San Antonio, Texas. I can get you free college. Whoa, you can get me free college. Wait a minute. $24,000.
Used car salesman.
They are. Fuck yeah, dude. So, and so for all you Kool-Aid drinkers that do that, because you guys are the ones that are drinking the Kool-Aid. Because again, we're seeing the audiences in U.S. Army WTF moments, and we're seeing it inside I will post it. I will.
And
We will make
Joe
sure it's posted.
Joe Everly says that 90% of USAREC is on profile.
90% on USAREC is on profile?
He actually said he had actually been in USAREC.
No, what I'm saying, you're right, Joe. The whole thing was that now to go with what the Sergeant Major of the Army wanted to do, and has now made it DoD wide, that if you were non-deployable within 12 months, you're out of the Army. You will be med-boarded out. And but the guidance is that all those recruiters that we need that used to be recruiters, bring them back, but bring back the non-deployable ones. So they're kind of like fucking whatever. Now, the SFAB. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned the SFAB, cause they're recruiting within because they're telling their I guess you could say their digital blanket is covered the way they do it. They're not stupid. They're practicing what they preach when it comes to their. I'm gonna admit it right now, and I'm gonna break it. That I'm trying to get the SFAB to come on, shoot the shit with us in Sergeant's time. Breaking balls, also the shit, making jokes. We all do. I mean, come on, that's part of our military culture is we're laughing, breaking balls, poking fun at different commands and all this other shit. Except for USAREC, they can we can keep fucking with them. But the SFAB is trying to at least make it's Chief of Staff's priority. And we break balls, talk shit all the fucking time. Chief of Staff says, "Ice, you got to fucking do it." Roger that, sir. 3 bags full. I'm gonna fucking do it. Then as I start researching it, and then I start researching what they're doing, then I start seeing the good point, cause, and I'm gonna bring that up in a minute. I start seeing all the incentives that the SFAB is providing. Shit. I'm going to wait till they come on here. SFAB, come on down. You're the next contestant on Sergeant's Time tonight. Come on up and give us a call. Coordinate with the front desk. You know the deal. I've already reached out to you. So, again, this to me, I think, is an issue. If all of a sudden the SFAB can start to get their fucking numbers, I think they need to fucking I think personally that USAREC should go away. This is just me. I think USAREC should go away, and the command should own the recruiting offices, right then and there. The career counselors should be the ones that are in the units, so you have eyes on these fuckers. So you have that, how you have that master sergeant or sergeant first class at the division and at the brigades. There you go. Yeah. There's your re-up op. There's your enlistment office right there. You have to make it attractive to come in. Not to mention the fact that, yeah, exactly that. Good point. Good point, Godzilla. Good point. And that's exactly, bingo, cause they're grabbing talent from around the Army. Now, check this out. Everyone's talking about pogues and all this other shit. What did I tell you about the mad scientist who knows how to build a cold fusion reactor, but he's a pack clerk? That's what the SFAB is grabbing. What about getting the new kit and getting those new weapons? That's what the SFAB is getting. Ready to fight tonight. Yarg! So before anybody talks shit and says that I'm dissing USAREC, I didn't have to. They dissed themselves. I'm just highlighting a lot of the fucking and the individuals that are talking shit about these soldiers that are saying, "Hey, look, this has got an issue," and then the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Well, if you don't like it, then you can just ETS." Oh, tell me how that does not sound ironic that an organization that is trying to recruit is telling you to ETS because you don't like to see the fucking truth. Exactly that, cause I sought out to be fucking recruited. Recruitment attempted to be privatized. The Army Marketing and Research Group fucked that all up because there's some bad people, not some bad people, they had some bad management in there. A multi-billion-dollar contract for about fucking 10 years with one group, and that's it. You don't need to say more. Yeah, might be
privatization gone bad.
Well, I mean, exactly. I personally, I don't believe in the fact that it's not. It should be privatized, and like I said, they do it correctly. The people come to them to join. It'll actually balance out. if you do it the way the Marine Corps does. They say this is the amount of Marines we got to have. Raw. This is what we're doing. You don't at all fucking see them. I'm just shocked. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
We're getting gray clouded. We're getting cloudy. Looks like the weather here is partly cloudy with a little bit of gray. Oh shit. What's up, man?
Hello.
Whoa, what are you doing? Are you flying? Hello? Are you flying?
I'm at 40,000 feet, so yeah.
Damn, dude. Holy shit. Okay. So, did you call in to make a comment or to go the fuck off?
Dude, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Okay, yeah, I can't hear him. He's not hearing us.
Aww.
Sorry, man.
He tried.
So, anyways, going back to what I was saying. Hey, look, I am not dissing USAREC. They did it to themselves.
When you make your bed, you gotta lie in it.
Well, my biggest thing is this. Now, look, I don't have the issue with I don't have the issue within discussing it within the command because I don't know the inner workings too much of it. But I tell you what I don't fucking like is when you have a command scraping comments from Facebook posts and going after the soldiers that are airing that shit. So what you're telling your soldiers now that it's on Facebook, then you need to shut the fuck up. What if they're uncovering something like a guy up in Maryland a couple years back who was, banging one of his fucking prospects? Remember that one? And then he killed himself and killed her? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, I mean... no, what I'm saying, though, is that it's something like that. Why are you afraid? Hello? Hello, man, dude. You need to pay attention. Are we delaying that much for you?
You got me?
No.
No.
No. No, we can hear you cutting.
Yeah,
we can
it's a
hear
long
you.
delay.
We can hear you. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah, dude. Can't hear you.
He's gone.
All right. So again, we've had these are individuals coming in and saying that you need to suck it and all this other shit. There are individuals that are scanning all of those fucking screens, and they're literally saying you need to report. They want you to if you received a message from the command sergeant major of USAREC, then you need to talk to me. Are you kidding me? If you have an environment to where an entire command is coming up on the net, maybe it's you.
Just maybe.
I'm just saying. I don't fucking get it. I really don't get. And I always do. I'm just a couple of friends that I have. I'm like, dude, you're fucking being melodramatic. Blah 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 blah. And then I start seeing the shit. I'm like, ooh, shit.
The old saying, "Here's your sign."
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck. But so, anyways, that's my biggest thing. Now, again, why'd you retire, General Perkins? Why'd you retire?
Ice rant number 2 for the day.
No, you need to throw in an application, General Perkins, and apply to U.S. Army WTF moments or I don't know, join WTF Nation Radio.
We'll take you in. We got a home for you.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Give us some of that good information.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, shit. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it.
You know, everybody knows. It seems to know we're out there. You just sit there and wonder, okay, what are they scared of that they don't come in and say, okay, yeah, I want to go on the show.
I don't want to talk to them. I really don't. I don't. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to. Nope. We have reached out to them before. We have. So.
Did they give you anything back?
You know, I don't care. You know, whatever. I just know that the Kool-Aid drinkers of the command usually have a different attitude. And they, I just don't want to deal with them. If you don't want to come on the show, and then you're suppressing, I mean some serious fucking shit. Holy crap. It's odd that USAREC, and here's what blows me away. If you're going to re-enlist or do part of re-up, do the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do recruiting, then do it for the whole gamut, in service and a session. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah. All right, man. Here is the fucking problem with USAREC. Sorry, man. USAREC right now, the way the Army wants you to recruit is to be as corny as you fucking possibly can.
Yeah, that's what I figure. You're not going to get letting the level of the kids. You have to do the stupid.
No, they
like,
want you out there at the high school with your stupid fucking table set up and your pamphlet and your Army little fucking thing over the table, and you look fucking retarded. A lot of these guys that are going in there are combat veterans, like myself. When I was 11 Bravo when I went. I was a staff sergeant. You know, I've been to fucking combat 3 separate times, and kids want to see that mystique. You know, they don't want to see somebody begging them to join the fucking military.
Of course. So you're saying kind of like the right we were talking about, the Marines, how the Marines. No, I'm saying, but you're talking about how the Marines does it. The Marines, you come in, you come into the Marines. You know what I mean? The Marines don't go to you. You go to the Marines.
Yeah, because they have that mystique about them. You know what I mean? And kids are attracted to that. But when you get recruiters out there chasing these kids down and bothering them, calling them fucking and messaging them on Facebook 20 times a fucking day, hey, you ready to join the Army yet? You ready to join the Army yet? Like, they don't want that. You know what I mean?
They're almost like a bad stalker, isn't it? That's what
It's fucking horrible, man.
Yeah, it's one of my kids. One of my kids told me that.
3 years of my Army fucking time.
So, is that what made you get out?
Yeah, I got out, man. I was like, it's fucking horrible. I couldn't do it anymore. It ruined it for me, man.
Made you feel like a used car salesman, didn't it?
Yeah, and then you get your senior leadership. Your senior leadership are E7s and above who have never deployed. All right, sergeant majors that have never fucking deployed. I don't know how they missed the whole war because it's been going on for like 17 years. I don't understand how that happened. You know what I mean? And they don't know how to lead people. So their leadership style is all wrong.
Now, when you bring it up, what's normally their reaction when you bring it up to their attention? Like when you say, hey, is there any way we could do something about it? Is it pretty abrasive or fucking toxic on the return? In other words, do you get what kind of target feedback do you get from your leadership when you engage them like that?
You're going to do what the Army is telling you to do, basically. It's you're not being a team player if you bring that up.
Okay, so they're basically pounding on you, and since you've been combating, they're putting you in that position to where they're making you uncomfortable and making you feel like you're no longer a part of what you're in for.
Yeah, and you're not leading troops anymore, and that's another big thing. You're not leading soldiers anymore. You're not training soldiers anymore. You're getting these kids that come into your office because we have to get what we can get. You get kids that come in the office, these young men You know, they're like, hey, I want to be an infantryman, but they can't do fucking 10 push-ups. So when you try to take them through like a training regimen to get them ready to be infantrymen or whatever they want to do, you can't take them through those actual that actual same PT because like, oh, they're not ready for that. They're not ready for that. Well, if this kid wants to be an infantryman, he wants to be a grunt on the ground. He needs to be ready for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're
you
saying
can't treat them like a private in the Army, obviously, because they're not in yet. But
I was about to
you
say,
gotta get them somewhat ready for that.
yeah. Now, when you guys offer that, and the kid, are there some kids that take it though? There's some of the kids that actually take you guys up on that? Like, if they're, when do they? Because I know some recruiters bug the fuck out of kids once they got them contracted to do PT. At that point, they're still not in the Army until they're swearing, right?
No, yeah, exactly. What a lot of guys do is, every once in a while you're gonna get that guy that is a fucking solid dude. You know he's gonna be a good soldier, right? So what recruiters will do? A lot of recruiters, a lot of DA selective recruiters. I wouldn't say permanent recruiters. A lot of DA selective recruiters, what they'll do is they will, on their off time, on their weekends, they'll go and fucking, do PT with these kids because they're not going to be able to do what they need to do at the office during that 1 hour time frame every Thursday for fucking recruit PT.
And that's what I'm saying. What I thought, and here's my biggest thing. I thought personally that that it's not your fucking job. Your job is to recruit them, get the paperwork up, and fucking ship them. It's basic training and AIT's job to get them to be a soldier, right?
Yeah.
So then why the
correct?
That's what I'm saying. Why is the onus being placed on the recruiter to train a fucking recruit? I didn't see my fucking recruiter when he looked at me and said, "Private or fucking Mr. Ice, good luck."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The same for me. He's like, all right, roger that. You'll probably be in Iraq in a year. Have a good fucking time.
Have a good time.
Right, roger that.
Yeah, roger that.
Fucking bust at Fort Benning. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And there was the drill sergeants and it was the cadre there that made sure you got into shape. There was no preconditioning program. Now, do you think it's societal? Do you think our society now these days we just have kids that don't drink milk or get enough sun or eat?
Oh, it is societal. You'll get a 18-year-old kid that will come into your recruiting office and can't do 10 push-ups.
But is that your job? But I'm saying, is that your job
as
a recruiter?
It is societal because kids are weak now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you saw that they took out frags now out of training because kids can't throw fucking frags.
Well, yeah, and here's another reason that people are good dudes are getting out of the military, out of the Army as a whole, is because the Army is starting to become a reflection of our society. You can't train soldiers the way that they need to be trained, especially combat soldiers. You can't train them that way anymore. Before a team leader, a fire team leader, he had his soldiers. His soldiers were like fucking pit bulls on a leash. When he let them go, they fucking attacked, right? It ain't like that anymore. You can't train them like that anymore.
In other words, you have to worry about their feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If a kid falls out of a run, fell out of a run when I was a private, what happened? He got carried. You know what I mean? You can't do that anymore. That's hazing or whatever the fuck it is.
You have to worry about how they identify. More worried about do they identify as a soldier or a civilian?
Yeah, well,
right, right. However they feel that day.
Yeah, exactly that. No, I mean, I saw that. I saw the fact that when I was looking at numbers, I have friends that are involved in those type of places that track numbers, and they've told me, they're like, dude, look, and you're right. It is. I think I was just asking you if it was societal because you're on the ground doing it, but with me, I do see it as societal. That where you have kids that can't that don't throw, like they don't do sports anymore, that they don't do like me personally, like exactly that, Kevin. They don't have any heart. They're told that if they just quit, it'll just be given to them and then it'll be done after they sweat a little bit. They don't really fucking put out. My kids I send my kids to school and on purpose to make sure, and this is before fucking they have to go to school. I send them to preschool to make sure that they have the exposure of rolling around in the dirt, playing in the fucking grass, if someone picks on you, you fucking fight back. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Now
Hurting themselves every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly that. Knowing that if you poke somebody that's bigger than you and that bigger person knocks you down, well, good luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's craziness, man. And mark my words, I hate this because I know we have good fucking troops out there, but we're gonna keep recruiting these kids that are not gonna hack it. All right, and we're gonna keep softening our military, and it's gonna come to the time where we're gonna get our ass whooped one day.
You know what? We're hearing that. I'm glad you said that. On the senior level, we are too. We hear it from the senior level. Like we are like, because I'm still in, and then we're like, oh my fucking god.
No, we're gonna get our ass kicked one day, man,
Yep.
and then we're gonna be like, holy fuck, we've been doing it wrong for the past fucking 10 years. You know what I mean? We're gonna get our fucking ass kicked one day, and people are gonna get killed, and then we're gonna have to revamp everything because we want to soften shit and just coddle these kids. These kids, the purpose of the military is to fucking kill people, regardless. I mean,
Bingo.
yeah, we're there to protect and all that shit, but our main purpose is to fucking kill people. And if you don't have killers out there, it's not gonna fucking work out.
Yep, exactly that.
Well,
exactly that.
Here's a good thought for you. Remember back when you were a kid? Do you remember going the President's Award?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They don't. I have not heard that they still have that.
I don't know. I don't know if they do it or not. Personally, I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they had that shit. All I know is that the whole fucking thing of physical fitness and all that stuff was in school, and then they stopped doing it because kids were getting butthurt because they were too fucking fat to run at least a mile. In my school records, we had what was that, 50-meter dash, fucking pull-ups, fucking push-ups, bench press. We had those stats in my school when I was growing up. This was back in the day. It was, if you did not play a sport, then you better go out there and look like you're fucking doing a sport. You know what I mean? There was no joking around about that shit. Again, like you said, fucking went out there and fucking roughed up, get hurt once in a while, bump some shit, know what it's like to get your bell rung, type shit.
Yeah, no, you're not made of glass, man.
Yeah, exactly. But I really think, and I'm glad you brought that up, caller, the fact that we have had discussions that they don't realize there is no train up period for combat. 1 minute you're fucking shooting the shit in the fucking office, and 2 weeks later you're in a fucking convoy pulling security. Yeah, you're getting a shot. At that time, there is no oh my god, what do I do? I need to fucking go, or blah 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 blah. There's none of that shit.
You either ready or you aren't.
No, you're either ready or you're dead. That's what people are not seeing. That's what people are failing to realize about the Army. You're either ready or you're dead. There is no, well, it's just recocking. No, asshole. They're going to saw your fucking head off if they capture you, or you need to stack bodies. And that's what, you're right, caller. It's just people have lost the grip of what the Army does for a living. We blow shit up. We jump out of airplanes. We fire fucking tanks. We fire artillery to maim, kill, and death our enemies. Fuck it.
Well, and see, we actually saw some of what you're talking about in the first desert, because it had been so long since we'd been
we
called.
hadn't been to war in like 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. We hadn't been to war since, like a major war since Vietnam. Yeah, exactly.
And when we got called up, you would not believe the fallout that created. Not only did you had the go-getters who were ready, but you had a lot of guys going, I only signed up because I wanted free college.
Well, then it got worse, too, when there was other units where, like you were saying, call out, where were these guys at during the fucking war?
Oh.
There was guys that were fucking, I know, that to them, they stayed on a certain installations so that way they'd never go anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, back and forth to trade out.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And that's how you get it. Like, so my first introduction to USAREC was at the recruiting school in Fort Knox, and I get there and the sergeant major walks in, right? Command sergeant major, Roger that. Fucking everybody stands up, goes to parade rest. First thing I see is this dude has airborne wings, air assault, EIB, No fucking deployment patch. So, and I'm like, all right, maybe he just doesn't fucking wear it. So I go and look up on his fucking bio. This dude had never fucking deployed. How are you a sergeant major in the fucking United States Army who was at one time an infantryman and never fucking deployed? How'd you miss the whole war?
Wow.
The war's been going on for how long? 17 years now?
Yeah. Going on 18 next year, yeah.
How did you miss the whole war?
And it's not even called the war. It's not even going to be called a war anymore. It's now we're talking about transition.
Conflict.
Yeah, conflict. No. What I'm saying though is that they're talking about transitioning back to the fucking enemy. They're transitioning. We're reintegrating the Taliban back into the fucking. I'm like, wait a minute. We pulled out of fucking Iraq. Let that place go to shit. We went back in there, fucked them all up, and now we're fucking in Syria. You know what I mean? It's just I don't fucking get it. Hey, I got a question for you though. If the reenlistment ceremony is required to be an official reenlistment.
Is what now?
Is the reenlistment ceremony required to be an official reenlistment? In other words, if a soldier signs the paperwork, does that make it a legal reenlistment or enlistment? I mean, because you've already sworn in when you came in, right? So
yeah.
So when you sign,
it's official. You're in the military. Once you sign that, and you take because they'll do one final oath of enlistment before they ship off.
Correct. So now, does that count as? Because you're already sworn an oath, right? Is that why you say, do you swear or reaffirm? Because you're reaffirming the oath that you made, say, 10 years ago or 8 years ago?
Actually, to backtrack on what I said, no, because they can, if a recruit signs up and he takes that oath and he gets on his ship day, if you go to pick that recruit up and he's like, I don't want to fucking go anymore, there's nothing you can do about it.
Really?
Really?
There is nothing you can do. Yes. Fucking really. At least it was in November of 2016 when I got out. Well, August, but still, yeah. What can you do? If the kid doesn't want to ship, the kid doesn't want to ship. He's not a fucking basic training anymore. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, there's been kids that have went to the hotel and left the hotel and not got on the airplane. What can you do about it?
I wonder how much money gets lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Oh, shit. Well, hey, caller, we got to take a break, but hey, thanks for calling, man.
All right, man. I was drinking whiskey. I had to call in. Sorry.
Of course. Hey, no worries, brother. That's all we need to do. Take it easy, man. Like, all right. God, that was good. That's a good fucking call. Man, see? So, oh, yeah. Drink the Kool-Aid at USAREC. Ready to fight tonight. Yarg! So, we're going to take a break. God, we're already on the third segment. Shit. Guys, like this night's going fast, and I'm
You're fired up, man. You're
fired up. Well, see, when I drink alcohol, I get hyper.
I noticed. It's that sugar.
It's not. Well, is it? I mean, like I said, I have more
sugar.
I have more alcohol than said Coke inside my beverage here, and I drink those big. What is it? What is this? A liter of cola? Just about? No, a half a liter of cola. So. But yeah, anyways, so we're gonna take a break. Hey, thanks, caller, for that beautiful insight from what's going on in USAREC, and I agree. I totally fucking agree. So we're gonna take a break and we'll be back. So shouts.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're gonna say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic. And a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
But I
images. They love visuals.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects and mirror are... If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And...
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Okay, we're back. Part 3 of Sergeant's Time. Oh, man. What a night. And we're just only talking about 2 things. You guys want to keep talking about USAREC?
You're just all ramped up.
Yeah, dude. It's watching some of that shit in USAREC, watching some of the shit going on with the, Dino Puppet. Dino Puppet. It sounds like a bad 80s cartoon. It's Dino Puppet. Breaking news right now. I guess there's some Comey documents that were given to Congress. There you go. How's that for some freaking some deep state shit? There's plenty of stuff for. Oh wait, Jay Ray's not fucking. He's gonna be in the movie. Okay, don't forget tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be an encore presentation of the interview with Eric Stolhansky from Super Troopers, talking about Super Troopers 2 and the crew from Broken Lizard. So, and that is encouragement because we want you guys to go out and see Super Troopers 2 tomorrow.
You must go.
You must go see it. They have already told us that... Who's General Perkins? I'll show you who General Perkins is in a minute. But we will... yeah. We want you guys to see it. Like Eric has told us, he's now becoming he's a fan. I didn't realize that that he loves WTF Nation Radio so much, and U.S. Army WTF Moments. That's pretty cool.
That's a good thing.
It is. No, I mean he from what I'm seeing, from what people are telling me, he's pretty active on I guess on the tweets.
I gotta still learn how to do that.
Yeah, everyone's still trying to convince me to get it. Jose's been breaking my balls about it. saying I need to fucking get it. Somebody showed me some screenshots of some interactions of Jose. Sorry, Jose, bro. He was laughing about everybody having a Twitter account. He thought it was bad. Then he broke off in some Spanish, and was asking about why I don't have one. Why I don't have a Twitter account. Man, I heard that thing's like crack.
You heard what?
I heard it's like crack. It's like once it comes, it consumes you. You know what I mean?
That's just it. I mean, I have an account, and I mainly have it to I communicate with my niece and such.
Yeah.
But yeah, after being young and being a gamer because I was disabled and getting hooked on games and finally getting that monkey off my back, I don't need another one.
No, that's what I'm saying. I heard it's really addicting. That people that are on it, and I know people who are on it a lot, and like they'll do that, and they're checking their Twitter account more than they're checking Facebook.
Oh yeah.
And they're going through their thing. So again, show Broken Lizard, Eric Stolhansky, and the Super Troopers crew. Support tomorrow. Check out tomorrow the premiere of Super Troopers 2, and they will fill us in on some new joints coming out. No pun intended. Because tomorrow's 420. We're getting some interesting traffic in the inbox from Leos. They like WTF Nation Radio too.
Wow.
There are several confinement facilities around large Army military installations that are saying that they have accommodations ready with snacks. I think it's badass.
I'm sorry, you said what?
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for your ears to fucking perk up. Yeah, no shit. They said snacks. Let me look it up right quick, and let me grab it. I'll throw it to you in the office chat. Yeah. So tomorrow again, support Super Troopers 2. They will let us in on some stuff happening in the future. If obviously, because that's what they do. They were crowdsourcing this movie right now, but they have a feeling that with this one coming out, they'll be able to provide enough funding for several other projects. And if that happens, then we'll be getting on all that love. Can't wait, because I was informed a little bit what it was, and I was like, no way, yes, type shit. Yes. So when that happens, then of course, WTF Nation Radio will be able to bring it on here and all that. Eric Stolhansky and the gang, always welcome to come back on here. But again, we want to support them. So tomorrow, support Super Troopers 2. It will be an encore show of the interview with Eric Stolhansky with Minx and Great Cloud. So wait, he came on a Friday, so it was Minx and Pooks. And then Saturday, I cannot reiterate this enough. On Saturday, it is going to be the WTF Nation Facebook Live feed / webisodes coming up of some ghost hunting shit. I can't wait to see that. Yes, I want to see Jay Ready get all. He's gonna be all nuts. I think it's gonna be fucking funny.
You realize Spanky's going to be there as the skeptic.
Yeah, I'm about to say, are you gonna? I mean, I don't want to get, because he says he plays with the. Do you play with Ouija boards and stuff like that? I guess it's one of those things to where, do you believe in that stuff? Or
not really. I don't. I just, I did it as a kid. I saw everybody moving it themselves. No, I really don't. I'm open-minded. I believe that other people believe in it. But do I personally? No. No, I don't. Unless you can show me scientific proof of something, I don't believe it.
But that's the whole point.
So,
it's not science. It's spiritual.
Exactly. And I need to see it to believe it. So I don't discount anybody else's beliefs, or they believe that these things exist. So, yeah, I'm very skeptical. And like I said, no, I personally do not.
See, I'm just the opposite. I'm actually have actually been in cleansings where we've had to deal with entities that were malicious. And I've actually had to get rid of them. I've actually had to push them out of the households they were in or buildings they were in.
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I know what you're saying, Spanky. You're talking about all right, if you're so fucking bad, knock my glass over or something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And no, I'm a personal believer in, like, when you're dead, you're dead. I don't believe in spirits. I don't believe in ghosts.
Nothing wrong with that. That's do what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's you. That's every. But
right.
And
I do believe that I can be proven wrong.
That's nothing wrong. So you're open to be proven wrong? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
But I have to be proven wrong. You just can't just tell me that. Hey, no, these are here, and you must believe me.
So what you want to do is you want to walk
down like that.
So you want to walk around the job site there and inspect it before the camera team goes in there and say, okay, you guys didn't preset anything, and then let them do it. Is that what you're gonna do? You're willing to walk around there?
I probably, you know what? If I get there early enough, I probably will, because I'm very hard to. No, No, I'll be the one like when I was a kid at a magic show. I'm the one looking like, how did you get that rabbit out the hat?
But that's
because
Yankee.
No. I'm right. Yeah, the magic stuff. I'm kind of. You're right. I'm like, how can you saw a bitch in half and she ain't bleeding or screaming or something like that? You know what I mean? That's kind of
right. And that's just the way I've always looked at everything. I'm like, no, I need proof. I need you to show me how or why or this or that. And
that's understandable. I mean, yeah. So what would happen if you're walking around there and all of a sudden, freaking somebody taps you on the shoulder and and nobody's behind. No, everyone's in front of you.
I'm probably going to still be skeptical that, somebody did it, or they had some little stick or something. I'm going to need to see someone, I'm going to need to see Ghostbuster out there, old timey guy, hey, I really heard that you didn't believe in me. So, I need to just tell you, hey, we're really here.
But spirits aren't going to be like that, though. They're not going to go up and say, hi, Spank, are you the one that was talking shit about me on WTF Nation Radio? They're not going to do that. They're going to go, oh, well.
And if they don't do that, I'm probably still not going to believe that they're really there. I'm not naive enough to believe that we are the only things that exist in this universe. Like there's a whole lot of space out there, but I still need to see it to believe it.
Well, that's the smart thing to do. Even with what I do and what I've done, I was just as much of a skeptic the first time I showed up to someone sitting there going, "Oh, this is going on, this is going on." I'm going, "Yeah, right, okay." Well, the first time I got knocked off my feet, then okay, it's real. So no, that is the smartest thing you can do. Be skeptical. Get your, if you can, take the camera and actually go around and look for things. Make sure no one is tricking you.
I'm kind of like you, Spanky, a little bit, but I also believe. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I do. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's why everyone's like, well, how come you're carrying an AR? How come you're all kitted up with lasers and shit if you're going in there? Because, like I said, I want the peace of mind knowing that I'm died in a pile of empty brass. Should anything come at me, right them up.
I mean, I believe there are aliens out there more than I believe that there are ghosts.
So then you can't believe in both those. So that's the thing. That means you can't have one or can't have the other.
And, but there's life forms on other planets in the universe more than I believe that there are spirits in this world. That's just me.
So
that's good logic, though, in some ways, because for you to sit there and say, okay, how can you say with that many stars out there and that many worlds out there that there can't be one other place that would have life?
Right. I mean, it's a huge universe. How can there not be like one other universe out there that could support life as we know it? That to me is science. That's not like, okay, I got some spirit like living in my bedroom with me.
Did you hear what? So unless it's your favorite fucking singer singing to you, and you're towering over him because he's only like 4 feet high, Prince, telling you that bitch, you better believe, then that's when you'll believe it.
No, like if there was some way to bring him back with all of his fandom, he'd already be back here right now.
Okay. Did you hear? Oh, speaking of which, did you hear what fucking what happened? He thought he was taking like a normal painkiller. He ended up taking a pill jacked with fucking fentanyl. They're thinking that he got a counterfeit drug. You know how, because he didn't want to go through a prescription. He just thought he was taking like a normal painkiller, which I don't know what people consider a normal painkiller nowadays. But he thought he was taking a normal, like, I guess he was thinking he was taking fucking Advil or Aleve or some shit. Some good painkiller. I've had some good painkillers, and it might have been one of those things where he's freaking, he thought, well, I have a headache. Have you ever taken like migraine medicine and there, or something like that, and for pain? Then so he probably thought that he was taking a painkiller, but instead he fucking ingested a counterfeit pill containing fentanyl. Like he like a pill. So like it would be like an 800 milligram fucking thing of Motrin that he thought was probably taken, and instead he was taking 800 milligrams of fucking fentanyl.
Oh, wow. I mean, I can honestly say that there has been times like I've had migraines so bad that I won't even take anything because I can't see straight until like the girl's home from school. I'm like, read this to me.
Yeah.
And tell me what it says.
Yeah. So, which I didn't know fucking fentanyl could be prescribed.
Oh, yes. Fentanyl can be prescribed.
Didn't know that. I mean, I just did. If you got a headache, then you fucking take some, I don't take Motrin. I take the, like that fucking pain reliever shit that makes you go to sleep, like Tylenol PM or something like that, or Advil PM, where you feel nice and lucid and shit. And then I have other pains in my bodies that I have to take medicine for that I'm afraid of taking because I don't like the way it feels. It's weird because, when it feels like when I take this medicine that my lips are vibrating, then I don't like it. Feel like numb. Tingly when you get fucking Novocaine in a doctor's office. That's what it feels like.
It makes you feel like your hair is growing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So,
you're saying you're getting old, Ice?
No, I'm just saying. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, so he fucking, so the AP said that it was freaking, I guess he was taking a common painkiller, which I didn't know there was a common painkiller that, you know, Oxycontin or something like that. I don't know why they would jump to the oxycodone shit. But I guess the case was deferred, so that way they can fucking, there's nobody going to be charged about it. That's what fucking pissed me off.
Huh.
So
see, a counterfeit pill, I'm sorry, if it was prescribed, it's not counterfeit.
That's what I'm saying. How do you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he could have known. I mean, I would think. I'm sorry. Anything I put in my mouth, I'm inspecting that shit.
Well, yeah, and you know the colors, if anything.
Well, I don't take pills a lot though, dude. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know I don't know about what pill is what and also the shit. So unless it, like you said, unless it's being prescribed from a doctor, or I bought it over the counter, then that's it.
No, I'm serious. That's happened to me. Like I go to the pharmacy and there's a couple of pills that I still have to take. You know, my asthma medication and the preventative migraine medication are two of the pills that I still take. And they gave me one and they're, you've been on this for forever. And I'm like, it was a different color. And I asked them like, hey, this is usually yellow. Why is it blue? And they're like, oh, good call. Because I've been on this medicine for 10 years and like, it was a different color. I'm like, hey, why is this a different color? So yeah, I noticed that. And they're like, oh, it's now a different brand. And they went and got the pharmacist because of course the tech there at the counter didn't know. They had to go get the pharmacist and I made them explain to me exactly why. Like, I want to know why this medicine is a different color. I've been on it for 10 years. It was always this color. Now it's this. And they went and looked it up and they explained it's a different manufacturer. It's this, it's still the same formula, blah, 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 blah. Cause I wanted to know all of that because yeah, I know what I take. I'm like, I want to know why it's a different color now.
Exactly. Most people do. Most people are observant because they know that the last thing they want to do is fuck it up.
I don't think personally that if you have to, how do I say this? If the guy that you're buying weed from is also selling you fucking pills, you shouldn't you shouldn't take the pills. You know what I mean? That's the street rules right there. If the guy that you're buying weed from is also saying, also got little pills and shit like that, you stick to the weed. Go get seen by a doctor for whatever you got going on because there's no need to that. Everyone talks about the counterfeit. There was like, and then I heard they didn't catch them all. They didn't catch it all. There was like a couple tons of fucking fentanyl laced pills that China had, and there was like they said there was like a batch that got through.
Oh yeah. Well, if you watch, there are some series out there. There's some series out there that they sat there and say there are actual drug dealers that will purposely make a couple of their pills deadly just so that they can get all the addicts to look for that because it's so strong.
Really? Well, I mean,
they don't care if they kill someone if they get more money.
Well, I mean, the only thing I know about pills in that experience was, like Elvis, when he died because he OD'd and he took in shit and, yeah, he thought he was taking oxys, but instead he thought he was taking one bad drug, but instead he took another bad drug. Pills. I don't know. I showed you guys something in the office of those people underneath a fucking bridge, those fucking pill heads and fucking heroin addicts. I don't know if you guys saw the video. That's fucking crazy. They're just fucking sitting there just like they're like zombies. People are walking by them just going, hey, what's up? And they're like those videos and pictures if you see of those people that are fucking OD'd in the front seat and there's kids crying in the back.
Well, and their excuse is they're in pain. They never got over their pain.
What pain are they talking about, dude? They're able-bodied people walking around.
I
tell you, but the pain, stop picking your face, then you won't be in pain anymore.
Well, and that's just it, is to get off it is painful, but to stay on it is painful, so they choose to stay on it.
Yeah, again, it's just one of those things to where, oh, it was a tragedy. No, the guy fucked up. He picked the wrong pill.
Yeah.
it was tragic that this happened. What was tragic about it? He was already addicted to pills, and he gambled. Like I said, if it's the same guy that sells you this weed that's giving you pills, then there's something wrong. I did not know that an overdose to a dealer means more business. Again, I'm not savvy and all that stuff. But anyways, yeah. So going back to what I was saying, don't forget to support the show. So we have tomorrow we have Super Troopers 2, and then Saturday we have Facebook Live. We got Spanky, J Ready, Minx, and Pooks, and Godzilla might show up to do this paranormal hunt. I'm excited to see what's going on. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be getting some live updates. I think that's what you guys are talking about. Maybe doing some live updates or whatever.
Yeah, we're definitely going to try.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
we're going to be like, I don't know if the ghost people are going to let us. They're going to fuck with our signals and shit.
Well, they have some pretty like crazy ass equipment that is used for EVPs. And they use like their own little special equipment to just, I guess, energy, and they have special sensors that work on the electromagnetic spectrum of fucking heat and sensory and all this other ectoplasmic stuff that I don't know anything about because I'm not a ghost hunter. I don't know anything about that stuff. I just, like I said, to go along, they'll be like, "Ice, are you ready?" And you'll turn around and it's me in an NRAP with a 50 cal. Yep, let's go. You know what I mean? Not fucking around with that shit.
Because it won't help you, but hey, you feel comfortable.
That's right. I'll feel good.
I can almost picture that, you walking in there Rambo, with everything strapped on you, just ready to go off.
Yeah, just like Mac from fucking Predator. You know what I mean? Just I saw its eyes. Now, what happens if you hear that? Like you hear Predator or some shit. Over here. Turn around. Then what are you going to do? Then you're going to believe? Are you going to believe then, Spanky?
Yeah, I guess if, somebody snatches me up and I'm gone.
No, but I'm saying they have recorded voices of some of these things.
But I mean, I saw the Predator movies too. Like, they're all like, camouflage in the woods. And yeah. And I saw Alien. I've seen all these movies. Still skeptical. We'll see. We'll see what RIP has to say when they get me out there.
If enough subtle stuff happens to her, we'll see.
Well, now don't get the ass. I have seen some of the reports, and they get like touched or something like that. So if one of them decides to, touch the booty, and you don't realize it, don't go slapping motherfuckers because they've been known to do that. Or like they'll scratch you or some shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
I've seen it.
They're going to have to find out if they're real or not.
Well, I mean, there you go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to Spanky then believe if you get like scratched on your face or something? Because like I said, you ever see them where they touch you and stuff? The mean. Now Jay Ready say he don't believe him in either, right?
I think he's got a little more, faith in it or beliefs in it or whatever. Because, like I said, I've seen him be like really skeptical. And then like after, like when Greg came on the show and everything, he's listened to all these podcasts and everything. I think he believes. Like, I think he's been convinced. I am not. I've listened to podcasts. Of course, I listened to Greg on the show, and I'm still just like, I obviously know that Greg, he has gone out and he's hunted. He's seen this. He has. I have not. I need to see it for myself. And trust me, if I get beat the fuck up by a ghost and I'm bruised and scratched and touched, and I'm probably going to believe it then if I get my ass kicked by a ghost.
All right. I'm just saying. If all of a sudden you see fucking chicken bones at your feet, then I'd be worried.
Well, there's chicken bones all over the place in my house. I eat it all the time, but I know.
Well, I'm just saying, man, because, I mean, again, Cause says,
and,
man.
I'm not making fun of it. I just...
No. They probably listen to, the spirits probably listen to WTF Nation Radio, too, because they hate everybody.
Yeah.
and they fucking.
They probably are.
They're probably listening right now, and they're gonna be like, "We're gonna get spanky," and that's
this
it.
bitch.
Yeah,
Don't believe
exactly.
I'm
Oh,
here.
you want to talk shit? You know, Jay really wants to have sex with a ghost. They're not interested in having sex. They want to fuck you up.
Oh, that's a good thing. I guess they'll leave him alone, and they're gonna want to fight me.
They're gonna be like, yeah. They're gonna
I'm
be
getting
like,
my ass kicked
yep.
Saturday. That's what's gonna happen.
Or you, yeah, you're
That's
gonna.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
get
The
Facebook
light.
Live, you're gonna see me get my ass kicked by a ghost.
You guys are gonna get all like fucking walking in the hallways and shit, and it's gonna be you, Minx, J Ready, and Pooks, and you're gonna be like all quiet and everything. Also, you're gonna hear, "Where's Spanky?" And the next thing, that's it.
You're gonna see me like huddle up in a pile because I finally got my ass kicked by somebody.
Exactly. Cause the fucking ghost does the good game booty smack. Good game. Fuck that. If I'm in there and all of a sudden, hi eyes. Ah! Lock and load, changing mag. Fuck man, dude. Fuck that. No way. Again,
Who cares? Took out the rest of the team.
No. I would never do that. I don't believe in fratricide. But my point being is that I would definitely fuck up their mojo for any like sound equipment or something like that or whatever. I'd just be lighting the motherfucking room up. Or I would not be in there. I would be in the truck. You know what I'm saying? I'd be your support team. I wish I can go with you guys, but I can't because of scheduling. But I would I'd be in the truck just sitting there. Hey, Ice, you want to come? Nope. Matter of fact, we'll stop by B-Dubs and I'll fucking pick up some wings and I'll be eating my wings outside. Just sitting there chilling.
That's where the chicken bones come from.
Exactly. Exactly. And why does it have to be? And why does it have to be an evil spirit? What if it's like because see, that's the thing. You can't have one and not have the other. What happens if it's the Holy Ghost? What if it's the Holy Spirit? You know what I mean? Then see, you can't have. There's not. You can't say. In other words, there's always, everybody knows yin and yang, the thought of philosophy and all that is what? Is that there's always going to be an opposite of something. So if there is going to be of a bad spirit or demon or whatever, there's obviously got to be something good, right? It's going to be opposite. So what if Jesus shows up and the Lord, and you get touched, but you don't get scratched or something like that, but the Lord comes and touched you.
Seriously, why does it always have to be like mean ghosts that want to kick my ass?
That's
why
what I'm
can't
saying.
it be like happy ghosts that want to come like do shots with me?
Exactly that. What if it's like or all of a sudden you're fucking just chilling and all of a sudden you start feeling happy and all of a sudden you start liking everybody and you're not bitter and then you know what I mean? All of a sudden, Lord, I'm telling you now. Yeah, I'm telling you, you can't have one and can't have the other.
Because the happy ones move on.
Because the happy ones, exactly. Exactly that. See, so I mean, oh man.
Okay, so then you bring it. Okay, so the happy ones move on. Like,
I'm just telling
like,
you.
where do they go? Like, maybe the mad ones could move on too. They could go like to fight somebody else. They don't have to come kick my ass. The happy ones could like stick around and like, hey, Spanky's coming. We could like sit here and have shots and tacos with her.
Yeah, exactly that. See, so what happens if they're like, this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for somebody to have tacos with, and then the light opens up like Ghost. You ever see Ghost, Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, and the light shimmered down.
He was happy.
And he was happy. He's like, I finally got my tacos, and he fucking takes off, right? So that's what happens. So what if you go in there? But what do you think you're going to? You can't have one or the other. See, that's why I like talking about religion and people who believe in one thing and not the other, and it's funny because it's reciprocal. It's you can't, even a shaman will tell you can't have one without the other. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I mean, where's the animal ghosts? Like, where's my goddamn kitties and goats and happy animal freaking ghosts? Like, why can't they be there too? Nobody talks about those. Like, where's all the puppies and shit?
Today, I was met by Spanky. She came to the house for a ghost haunting, and now I got my tacos. I saw a giant lizard. His name was Godzilla. The light opened up from the sky, and I was able to get my tacos. So saith amen. So you can't believe without the other.
Well, the interesting part about everything that you're saying, If you want to get philosophical,
I
that's
wasn't.
one thing. If you
I'm
want
not-
to talk about ghosts, that's a whole nother thing.
I'm not being philosophical. I'm being spiritual.
Well, spiritual. Excuse me.
I'm speaking on your plane, man. I'm being freaking, you know.
Well, the difference is I've actually, like I said, I've actually gone out to these things and done this, and the reason they're around, it's not because there's several different types of ghosts. There's actual what I call recordings, energy that's left behind of an event that was emotionally charged, therefore it hangs around. Then there's actually spirit connected, something that didn't move on for whatever reason because of it didn't figure it out, it's not complete, whatever the situation.
Yeah.
Normally, they get angry because they're there, and so they get malicious. The recordings, they're not either. They are just what they are. Sometimes they will just simply be a person floating around, acknowledging you, and then moving on. That's all they are, is a recording. They don't have any real interaction. The things that have interactions, those are the spirits that are probably pissed off because they're still there.
Oh, we're getting stanked.
Just my experience.
Bro, my God, we haven't been stanked in a long time. Waiting for you to come in. We're getting stanked. Stand by. Stank us. What's going on, big man? If you guys don't know who Stankus has always been a frequent caller, Sergeant's Time. Always likes to shoot the shit towards the last few minutes of the minute. We even made a stinger for Stankus. Yes, we do. I even got my friend Stankus. Hang on, I gotta do this right. Hang on. My first show, I had a caller named Stankus. And he provided me the courage and the momentum motivation to do my show on Sergeant's Time. So ever since then, I give Stankus a moment of philosophy to shoot the shit on Sergeant's Time. I used to play the harmonica when I was younger. Oh man, I wish I can go back. I think I'll do that. I'll pick that up when I retire. You'll know when you see a harmonica and a DD214, then you know it's time.
Getting close, huh?
I will not say, but I'll just say we're gonna get stanked.
Man, I thought you were mad at me because you hung up on me. Man.
No, dude. For some reason, well,
answer me.
we've had like 3 lately. The systems have been updating a lot, and Skype's updating again. And now what Skype is doing, they'll say "fuck your phone call" and fucking we'll try to update while you're in the middle of a phone call now.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh,
so
that's totally uncool.
Yeah.
Damn,
so
the price of capitalism.
yeah,
Jesus.
exactly. So yeah. So again, so what's your day looking today, man? Are you ready for the weekend, Stank?
Hell yes. Actually, I took a use or lose vacation day tomorrow, and I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do with it.
Hang out with little Stank, man.
Ironically, though, I put in a 50-hour week before by the end of the day today. So hey, life in the big city, right?
Fuck yeah,
but,
dude.
Nonetheless, hey, I wanted to get in on some of this paranormal stuff.
Yeah, go for it, bro. What's up? What you got?
Well, I haven't seen any ghosts or anything. I just, I thought maybe that I would like, do like the guys on the TV, man, and just spike up and, wear some undersized T-shirts, and just act crazy and bug-eyed whenever I hear like a fucking mouse fart or something. I'm just not buying it, man. I'm just not there.
I know what shirt you're talking about. You're talking about the guy who wears really, really tight shirts, and he skips leg day.
Yeah,
he skips leg day, and he freaking he looks like his when he wears his glasses, his nose will come off with it.
Yeah,
that dude. That dude, yeah. Yeah, dude, I know who you're talking about.
He also looks like he's like tripled up on the pre-workout before the shoot.
Yeah. I mean, and he's also
wired.
yeah, he's wired as shit, and he wears skinny jeans, skips leg day. His arms are all buffed out, and he wears shirts that are really small to make sure that it highlights his biceps. And I don't even know the name of the show, but every time like there'll be like a creak in the house, like, you know, when a noise is made, he'll like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? And then he makes everybody run through the fucking house.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You know, my daughters, my daughters, you know, in their 20s now, you know, they used to watch the shit out of that, and I got worried. Like, I was kind of stoked. I was kind of stoked, but I was kind of concerned that I'm like, holy shit. You know, I brought them up better than just to be practitioners of this type of tripe on the television. And then I realized it was because the guy has a spiky hair and the t-shirt size is too small. And then that's why they really buying into it, I guess. And then I had to talk to them about taste in men. And other than that, you know, that's really all I got to say about the whole ghost thing, dude. But I don't know. How did this even come up tonight in the discussion?
Oh, because we got our guys. I was just giving up I was doing a reverse house cleaning because normally I wanted to make sure that every segment had house cleaning done in the beginning, so that way everybody knew that there wasn't going to be a show tomorrow. It was going to be an encore presentation of Eric Stolhansky's interview, and then Saturday Night Savagery is going to be ghost hunting, and there will be either a Facebook Live or webisodes coming up. So it's one of the things I was telling you guys about WTF Nation Radio moving into like webisodes and stuff like, where you're going to see us out, you know, with our guests. You're going to see us out in the military community. You're going to see us out in events. So part of that, and one of the projects that we have going on, one of them is the webisode with you know, paranormal shit. So Jay Reddy, Minx, Pookie, and Spanky are going to go out there and then go rustle up some fucking trouble. You know what I mean? So.
Well, you know, okay. In that regard, that's actually that's pretty fucking swell, man. Yeah. You know, and I'm here to tell you that, you know, if Jay Reddy takes his proverbial, you know, 2 hits of LSD before the show, you would definitely be seeing some ghosts. And so I will not be disappointed, nor will I miss that webisode. And
well, I mean, being the non-experience on that aspect, I've never dropped an acid tab before. So I don't even know.
Okay, well, mescaline I hear is a little bit more mellow. It's probably more for your my speed. You know, those old guys.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was gonna go even older by saying wormwood absinthe. I've done a wormwood absinthe before. Have you? If it's like that, I mean, I was seeing fucking Aztec temples, you know, on a pile of trash. So you know what I mean. So I was like, oh, you know, I was ready to fucking do apocalypto and shit. So I was just wondering, what would it be counterproductive to do it? You know, I think that would be the opportunity for you to be more fucking sober, right? You would be, because if you're not drinking and if you're not fucking, you know, taking any type of weed, causes like fucking trolling the fucking thing, talking about undersized shirts and booty shorts.
I know it, isn't it great?
Yeah. So my biggest thing is that that would it be counterproductive? Because I think when you're not taking the drug or you're not on that, you're kind of like sensed up, you know what I mean? You're because your body's used to taking those, you know, alcohol or what have you, smoking weed or doing whatever, CBD oil, name your fucking shit. But I think you would want to be as clean as possible to experience it. Now, do you think that would make you believe that you might have heard something, or would it believe, or you being on your normal routine should be? Because I don't think you should be dropping tabs if you're fucking walking around ghost hunting. Because then, like I said, I'd be then that's when, Al, you'd say I would be shooting motherfuckers up, because then I'd be frigging the fuck out, going, blah! Oh my God, Spanky, what's on your hair? And then it'd be like, brah, 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 you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'd fucking
the last thing you want to do is be impaired and then go in there.
That's what I'm saying. You don't. I mean, you would want to be clean. I mean, something's on your back, Spanky. No, it's not. She turns around and her head keeps turning around. Or Mink's hair fucking just comes up like a fucking blah, like brah, brah, brah. You know, fuck that.
Well, to be fair, you know, I actually, you know, I do actually I am inclined to believe in the other realms, if you will. I mean, I'm not like sleeping under a pyramid at night, nor am I, you know, rubbing crystals all over me or doing whatever. Not like a new age spiritualist, but I mean, I do acknowledge that there's some. You know what? Our universe is just wild and out of control. There's shit we don't even understand right here on our own little green-blue globe. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm totally down with it. I get it. But you know, some of the premises that people grasp at. But with that said, yeah, you don't want to be hopped up on it. You don't want to be hopped up while you're totally preparing yourself to skits out. Now, bear in mind, I live in the southern portion of the United States, not too far away from what appears to be, I guess, the new de facto highest concentration of, quote, haunted mansions, New Orleans. Hello. And
Yeah, I heard
and
Savannah's
there are
got
people
them
who are
too.
just making money hand over fist.
Yeah, exactly.
On these haunted tours.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
a huge lucrative business. And so, hey, what's not to like about that, right? Good old capitalism, and a little spiritualism to boot, But, I believe there are potentially phenomena that people can experience, and normally sane and lucid and, high functioning alcoholics and drug addicts, who may periodically experience something akin to a paranormal experience. So I won't take that away from them, but at the same time, there are also people making a fuck ton of money. Oh, did I just drop an F-bomb? My bad.
Fuck yeah, dude, you can say it.
A ton of money, and so there's a little of that too. I mean, obviously, these damn ghost hunters on the TV, the guy with the Hello Kitty T-shirt that's 2 sizes too small, and the glasses with the nose, it's brilliant, by the way. That show's been on for like fucking 8 years now, 9 years.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
I've been busy army-ing, and I have time. I got to binge watch that shit, and I got to sit down, and I got baby ice, princess ice, miss ice, other ice, ex-wife's ice, and so I got a lot of shit going on. So I kind of got, you know what I mean? Can't be running around fucking binge watching a bunch of the glimpses that I see. That's what exactly like you said. Guy wears skinny pants, skips leg day, wears too many shirts too small.
Skip leg day. Exactly.
He's got his hair all fucking souped up. He's got hair. Yeah.
So, I apologize. I am so sorry I stepped all over you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Please finish your point. Okay. Earlier, probably in the week, you had a show, and I likely missed it. I did miss it, actually. Yeah, just crazy fucking weird week. New Ultimate coming out, by the way, but we'll talk about that later. Nonetheless, the whole deal with the upcoming peace talks with between South and North Korea. Quick 50-second soundbite on that. Where you at on that? Think Kim Jong-un is playing the reindeer games or what, man? You heard about that? I know you read it.
Yeah, of course. He's what I'm saying right now is that A, he's fucking hungry. B, his people are about ready to fucking revolt against him. C, he's seen what happened in Libya when we fucking then whatever. And then D Treasy don't fucking play. You got to think about it now. Since the
who doesn't play?
D. Treasy, Donald Trump, the president, the commander in chief.
I was about to say, he said D. Treasy. I got to write that shit down.
D. Treasy. D. Treasy does not play. You got to remember, this is the first. I mean, think about it. This is how baller he's handling foreign policy. The guy who isn't even Secretary of State yet went to go visit and talked face to face with this kid, Kim Jong-un, and then came back and say, "Yeah, he's ready to talk." That's baller, dude. The guy who's pegged.
It really is. Actually,
you know what I mean? That's
really is.
That's just showing that swag, dude.
It truly is too. And I actually read an article probably about 2 weeks ago, where that kid, of course, he basically cut off any influence that China had when he killed his half brother and his uncles and all that shit, because China has been like, hey man, you're really making shit hard for us, dude. You fuck around and the U.S. is going to smoke your ass, and then before you know it, we're going to have a free democratic society right directly on our Chinese border, and we can't have that.
Well, right? you got to think about this, and you got to think about too.
He was summoned to Beijing.
Yeah, he was. I think he was told to shut the fuck up and play.
And what was said was basically they told him, said, look, you have to fucking deal with the reality. Here's the deal.
Yep.
We're not interested in a regime change. We'll let you keep your little bullshit regime, and you can do what you want to do, but you got to get off this fucking nuclear bullshit. And you also have to make peace with South Korea. If you do not make peace with South Korea and finish this 53-year-old ceasefire, if you don't put it to bed, then you're going to be perpetually open. Now, if you do this, and then you say, and you know what, I'm going to lay low on my denuclearization of the entire peninsula, and American forces go out, then we'll back you up when the U.S. starts raising hell about you being a douchebag, and we'll have your back. So right now we can't have you back. And I think he finally saw the writing on the wall. He's like, hey, you know, I like being the big man, the big fat man, the little big fat man, Rocket Man, and you know, get all the good shit from the Western, you know, Western civilization. And anyway, I think that was also kind of critical too. So you know, then there's a lot of people though who are inclined to believe that it's just another time buying scenario, much like his father, Kim Jong-il, was inclined to do. You know, the whole Madeleine Albright and the basketball signed by the Chicago Bulls. Blah, blah,
Don't get me
right?
don't get me started with Madeleine Albright. Do not get me started on her. She is a vestige of an old fucking administration that used our military and our foreign policy to advance her own cultural and ethnic fucking securities, because she is from the former Yugoslavia and got us convinced into fucking going into Kosovo and Bosnia. So fuck that. So, and what
she sure shit did.
Yeah,
it was all just to, you know, it was a nice, convenient political platform that she can hang her legacy on.
Exactly, and everyone's fucking saying, believe it or not, what the president is doing, although kind of uncouth and a little bit fucking seems unorganized, is totally fucking legal.
Oh yeah,
totally fucking legal. What he is doing is totally
What
legal.
is?
Everything that he's doing right now is legal when it comes to dealing with foreign policy. Everything is legal that he's doing. So that's what's getting everybody all fucking wrapped around the axles, because everyone thinks he's fucked up, so they think anything he's doing, hey, get over it. I think we're going on now almost 20 months of fucking him being the president. I think it's over now. I think we can get over the fact that Hillary lost.
Well, eventually, it looks like things are starting to come. At some point, you know, even whoever that fucking the guy who ended up catching Clinton in a lie, Kenneth Starr, you know, back in the 90s. You know, even he had to close his investigation and say Whitewater, there was nothing to it, you know, and yeah, but they still call, you know, Clinton and a perjurer. I don't know what the word is. Anyway, a perjury crime, and but you know, it didn't result in anything. But nonetheless, you're right. At some point, you know, they have to either produce, show us what you got, or don't. And then after that, it's time to shut down your little show and go to the house. And I'm not trying to be political. I mean, the reality is, what do you got? Show us what you got. You've had almost 2 years to do an investigation. It wouldn't take that long to do an investigation on, you know, whether or not, you know, Jay Reddy copulates with goats in his backyard. I mean, just saying, you know, but yeah, he doesn't that I know of. I think it's chicken. But anyway, the point is that I wish Jay Reddy was here to hear me dogging on him. But anyway, the point is, at some point you got to wrap it up, and you get out of the way. And you know, let the guy, you know, do what he's got to do. And hey, man, this is the first time that the whole concept of even just the discussion that peace, an actual formal peace between North and South Korea. I mean, 53 years, it's essentially been a ceasefire.
Correct.
A truce.
Correct.
And a lot of people don't get that.
No, they don't. They're not looking at. They're not looking. They're only looking at what's happening in action, but they're not looking at what's actually written in document at all. Because what's happening is that you're looking at the fact that you're right. North Korea decided to remove part of the discussions. They're not going to bring up us doing exercises because we have 28,000 soldiers parked off of his fucking shores in one area, and we have 14,000 on the fucking peninsula already. So already right there, and he's taking that off the table. Now for these negotiations, he said he's not going to bring it up. This is like just recent, within the last 48 hours. He said, yeah, I'm not talking about, I'm ready to talk. I think the motherfucker's, you know, he's like, get me the fuck out of my country because I got worms and motherfuckers are trying to kill me type shit. You know what I mean?
Yes, worms. I got worms. Yeah, and not to mention the fact that they can't crack the fucking code on how to make a reentry vehicle survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if they could figure out how to, now they give it up to the Chi-Toms, man. They figured this shit out. Their nuclear program went from not having a bomb to having a ballistic missile with a survivable reentry vehicle for the bomb in the span of 9 years. You got to give it up to Chinese. Of course, they're industrious little sneaky bastards who stole half our secrets and figured it out. The only problem then was they didn't have guidance. They didn't have good guidance. Well, they sold that shit too during the Clinton administration. So again, I'm not necessarily it's not necessarily Clinton's fault, but so not to keep these things political, because I know we'd like to be apolitical because we are all one team here. But at the end of the day, this is a good thing for service members across
Fuck
the board.
yeah, dude. Fuck
They
yeah.
don't have to end up
Fuck
you
yeah.
know, being piled up in the DMZ
Fuck yeah,
for
dude.
a fucking 1 year unaccompanied tour
Oh
away
my
from
God.
their family and
Yeah.
you know, their life.
Exactly. Well, hey man, I gotta close it up, bro. I got to do some more house
Yeah,
cleaning.
brother. Hey, yeah, I appreciate you giving me the time you did this evening, and love all of you, even that special one there, Mr. Jay Reddy. And I can't wait to see all these webisodes. It'll be fun.
You're gonna love it. Trust me.
And,
Everyone's
make
gonna love it. It's
sure
gonna be
you,
good shit.
Find you some t-shirts, a couple of sizes too small, and you'll fit right in, man. I don't know about the spiky hair. You're probably bald, but you know, like me. Anyway.
All right, Stank. Have a
Hang
good
in there,
man.
brother.
All right, take it easy.
See ya, man.
Later,
Ciao.
bro. Wow, just like it's like gosh, that was a really long Stank.
Yeah.
Hey, well, he hasn't called the show in a while. Hang on. There we go. We got to make sure we get everybody know we got stanked again. So yeah. So anywho, okay. Now one more fitna of house cleaning. Here's what we got going on. Okay, we have Dom from the Guardians of the Green Beret coming on Tuesday. Now, you guys know about Stolen Valor. Well, these are the guys that are like the Stolen Valor of the elite. He's been on here before. His team has been on to discuss what they do and the means and resources they do to out guys who are posing as Green Berets, which to me, it's bad enough that you're Stolen Valor. It's even worse when you're Stolen Valoring Special Forces guys, because you know it is a hard task to become a Green Beret once you've attained that status, and then to continuously train for it, blood, sweat, and tears. And I fully support them. That's why they come on. Them and Stolen Valor. Come on anytime you guys want to shoot the shit about new cases. We don't care. Come on board. So Dom's going to be in and talk about to give us some updates on some cases they've exposed. I can't wait because I like it when they drop dimes on these guys. Hey, so we had oh man. So I may have misspoke on one of our guests coming up. I don't know if I misspoke, or maybe it's because I saw that he said that they had done something in policy. What about Chad Garland, right? Is that what we're talking about? Chad, I appreciate you listening, Chad, that you had listened to the show and caught what I said. That means that you're paying attention, I guess. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I like that. So Chad Garland is going to come on, and he is from the Stars and Stripes. He's a veteran of the Marine Corps and has reported on business, politics, and justice and national security for newspapers in California, newswires in Oregon and D.C. prior to joining the Stars and Stripes. And Chad holds degrees in University of Illinois and Urbana-Champaign at Urbana-Champaign and Arizona State University. So again, we'll let him come on the show. Hey, if I misspoke about you, sorry about that, Chad. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to misspeak about your quals. Or is what I think I misspoke about, and I said you're a policy expert, and you've covered wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and you know a little bit on policy and stuff like that, and then and he's being real humble. Hey, appreciate it, man. I don't consider myself a journalist or a radio host either, so how about that? But we do have questions for you, Stars and Stripes. I got some questions. You got some questions? Everybody wants to. Come on. We're talking about Stars and Stripes. So it's not like we're freaking. I mean, these are like, that's a major organization, Stars and Stripes. They've been around since World War II or even earlier.
So. I remember reading them when I was over in Europe.
Yeah, exactly. But anywho. So, okay, so that's the status of Chad. So hey, Chad, there we go, good to go. 1 May, Jessica Scott is going to come on. She's an active duty. She is an active duty officer. Wait, hang on. She's an Iraq War veteran, an active duty Army officer, and a USA Today best-selling author of novels in the heart of America's Army. She's a mother of 2 daughters, 3 cats, and 3 dogs, and the wife of a retired NCO. She's also written for the New York Times, War Blog, PBS, Point of View Regarding War, IAVA, and deployed to Iraq in 2009 as part of Operation Iraqi Freedom and New Dawn, and had the honor of serving as a company commander at Fort Hood, Texas twice. She has a PhD in sociology from Duke University and has been featured in Esquire magazine's Americans of the Year for 2012. Jessica's also an active member of the Military Writers Guild. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So she's going to be on for Sergeant's Time. So that's a couple Sergeant's Time guests and just, Tied Up Tuesday guests and a Monday edition guest. Okay, so now the next thing. We are going to postpone our job fair. And the reason why we're going to postpone it is because we want to give you guys, the veteran community, WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army, WTF Moments, the best virtual job fair we can get you. So we're not canceling it. We're just moving it a little bit more to the right, a month or so on the calendar. So once that happens, we'll announce the date. It's only going to get moved just a little bit, only because we want to build up a little bit more. How do I say this? Is this website we finally get nudes of Spanx? I think we've been patient. Oh, okay. Oh, Spanky, I think you got a request there for some nudies from Philip. So, but anyways, so what we're gonna do is WTF Nation Radio and Hire Our Heroes have decided to move the job fair to a later date, not too far out. But once we solidify that date, it's only going to be like maybe about a month or so, maybe about a month or two. We'll hammer that out because we want to make sure we get enough employers to come on to do this virtual hiring stuff. So that way, you guys at the WTF Nation, again, we want to make this a resource. I want this to be an annual thing. So this is our first ever virtual job fair with a partner, Hire Our Heroes. And so once we get that going, once we get the ball going again, you'll see all the propaganda go back up and the freaking the flyers, bills, pamphlets, posters, graphics, all this stuff changing. So don't freak out. We're still doing it, but we're not gonna. We want to make this right for you guys, and we don't want to fuck it up. So I think that's it, right? We good? Is that it? Oh yeah, the General Perkins video. I'm gonna play some music and stuff like that for a little bit, just to end the show, and then I will play General Perkins video that you guys asked about on Fox and Friends. He's one of the icons that I wish had stayed. I think he retired. I wish he would take over. Wish he took over like USAREC or something like that. You know what I mean? So he was an innovator. He was the one that brought the multi-domain battle concept to the Associated United States Army Convention. Discussed this new thing about ensuring that we are looking at different levels of processes, and it's fascinating. If you go look him up, and if you look at one of his articles that he wrote, he actually wrote like an article. He wrote like a process that's amazing. Why we did not do this at the change of our type of warfare, I don't know. However, great guy. So we're gonna play some music, and then I'll put that video up for you guys. So shots.
All
right, y'all have a good one. Shots. Oh wait, I lost my place. Oh my god, I think I lost my place. All right, hang on. All right, so y'all have a good one and shots. See you.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Tested and proven, mind, heart, and soul. I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute. Don't wanna see the day. In a constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you. So blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living. Like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Think about the people who you know are over there. Your freaking stupid Uncle Louie or whatever. They're dumb. They're not like high-level thinkers. They're not academic people. They're not intellectual people. They're the freaking lowest of our low. That's how I came when presidents always says we have the best military than with presidents anybody. I was like, no, we don't. The data is in. We don't have a good military. We haven't been able to beat these guys wearing freaking robes and chanclas for 15 years. We haven't been able to beat anyone since World War II.
The data's in?
Well, that is just not an accurate description of the soldiers in the U.S. military and specifically in the U.S. Army. The U.S. military, for very good reason, is the most highly respected institution in our nation because not only of the education level, but of the character and commitment of those that serve. I have to tell you, and you've been around them, the passion that these people come in the Army with and the skills they bring to the Army. We have doctors, lawyers, combat infantrymen, cyber specialists. 17 presidents are former soldiers, more than any educational, civic, or civilian institution have come out of the Army. 450 Olympic athletes, over 100 gold, silver, bronze medals. In fact, next week we will have 9 soldiers in the Winter Olympic Games. So next week we'll have soldiers in Korea earning bronze medals for athletic excellence and soldiers in Afghanistan earning bronze stars for valor.
General, there's a danger, though, because you have cited all facts and you know the quality of people who serve, but you have a bunch of teachers who feel like that and feel free enough to blast you, the men and women who serve. That goes right against what you're trying to do, and that's recruit the best and the brightest for the best country on the planet.
Well, I'll just echo General Kelly's comment that the reason I and my family serve, both of my children are soldiers, the reason General Kelly's family has served is so that people have the right to express their feelings, and obviously he's taking full advantage of that liberty that we fight hard and afford him. I would offer to him, as somebody who is also involved in training and education, I'm sure he understands the mark of an educated person is an open-minded person who wants to learn as much as he can. So I invite him personally to come to my headquarters. I will introduce him to our Army, his Army. I will let him see his soldiers. I'll take him down to the Army Cyber Center of Excellence. I'll take him to Fort Leonard, where we train engineers. I'll take him to Fort Benning so he can meet combat infantrymen, and he can see the quality of people. And then I'll take him to Walter Reed and talk to wounded warriors, and in their own words, let them describe why they put sacrifice above their own personal safety to serve their nation. And then I'll take him with me the next time I have the honor to represent our leadership at Arlington for a funeral, and let him talk to the family members and let them tell him how proud they are of their sons and daughters that serve our nation.
Wow, extremely well said. You might have to keep him from General Kelly, if you don't mind, on that tour, because I don't think he'll be as diplomatic, but great, very well said. First